Matt Beam doing some justice down there.
Oh, yes.
I had a lot of people thought that Freedom was going to just run all over them, but Matt Beam, knowing that Freedom team for a long time from a lot of different ways, is doing some justice down there.
He is, and you speak of Matt Beam, that is an aggressive coach, buddy. He knows how to get his kids to do what he needs them to do.
Over there in Newton Conover.
Yes,
okay.
Newton Conover.
Okay.
West Iredell, Bunker Hill. Bunker Hill comes in averaging 40 points a game. They are 0-3 on the year, averaging 40 points. West Iredell has a 21-game losing streak coming into this game, and they're playing each other tonight. And right before the half, West Iredell leads 22-14 over Bunker Hill. In the South Mountain Conference, it is Kings Mountain, East Rutherford. East Rutherford leads 14-7 in the third quarter. East Rutherford 14, Kings Mountain 7. Shelby and RS Central 7-0. They played about 5 minutes of the first quarter. This game has been moved till Monday to finish this game. Shelby up 7-0 over RS Central. Crest, this game has now become a final. Crest and Drone, they are in the third quarter, I think. But this game has been declared a game over. Crest wins 35-0.
Wow.
This is a final. Burns leads Chase in the third quarter 7-3. Other games going on. West Caldwell leads Inca 30-7. It is Lake Norman at the half leading Salisbury 49-7. This game will be moved to Monday to finish it. Lake Norman up 49-7. North Iredale's up on East Wilkes 16-6 going to halftime. West Forsyth, 2 3-0 teams playing here against Statesville. West Forsyth 21, Statesville 6 at the half. It is Mooresville 3-0 on the year, getting ready to go to 4-0 as they lead Hickory 35-0 right before the half. Mitchell County getting, well, I ain't going to say going to win this game, but Mitchell County 3-0 on the year leads McDowell 14-7 at the half. Watauga leads Avery County 7-0. Ashe County, another 3-0 team playing High Brighton, which is 3-0. Ashe County leads 13-6 right before the half. South Caldwell, AC Reynolds, surprising here. South Caldwell 2-0 on the year. AC Reynolds 0-3. South Caldwell leads 14-0 right before the half. Q Foundation and Patton.
Haven't heard from them since last year.
Yeah, Q Foundation played East Lincoln earlier this year, and East Lincoln only beat them 34-18. Q Foundation going to end up beating somebody eventually. Right now, it's 6-6 with Patton in the second quarter. Other games that have been moved, and this is all in Mecklenburg County. Independence West Meck moved to Monday at 6. Mount Tabor Butler Monday at 6. Mallard Creek leads Charlotte Catholic 27-0. There's 6:41 to go in the second quarter, but that game has been moved to Monday at 6 p.m. So those are a few games that we have going on. What a night. What a lot of mess. What a lot of postponements. What a lot of getting kids back up to get them ready to play again.
Yes, on Monday night, it's going to be rough. I
really thought they'd be playing a lot of these games tomorrow instead of on Monday.
They probably should have. I know Southern Durham played Scotland County last night.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's that. In Durham and Wade County, that is a norm. They have so many different high schools and so few stadiums that some of them share, like the Durham County Stadium at one time, Hillside Durham and Durham, downtown Durham High played at the county stadium. They would alternate Thursday and Friday night. Tom, tell us about what the rule is on games that are postponed from Friday night to Saturday night to Monday night. Is there a rule?
I think what you run into is probably some logistical issues as far as getting the personnel there at the school to make sure that you can have the game. You know, you got to have somebody to take up the money, and you got to have somebody to supervise the field, and you got to have the police. You know, there's a lot of logistical things that people don't realize. So I think the rule is you have to get it in by Monday, and because Monday all your school personnel are there, I think they prefer to do it on Monday. But I think it's if they mutually agree, they could do it on Monday or they could do it on that Saturday. Definitely no Sundays, not in the state of North Carolina. Maybe the NFL, but no high school can be played on Sunday. So it's either got to be Saturday or it's got to be on Monday. Plus the transportation issues and all that. You never know what school doesn't have buses because some kids are going up to the mountains on a school bus on Saturday on some trip. all kinds of things you might run into. So I think they would prefer, a lot of the school administration and such would prefer the Monday night. But especially with Saturday, you run into the conflict with the college football. You know, people like to sit home and watch that on Saturday nights. That might hurt you.
Absolutely.
Folks coming out, buying popcorn and hot dogs, and that's what kind of pays the bills at the school. So I will say that, you know, Monday night makes a lot of sense. You know, good old Monday night football, high school football on Monday night. I think it's a good thing.
Well,
Yeah.
Tom, I say one thing. I had some people just text me and say, well, what do they do about this? And I said, well, all they do is postpone. They said, oh, is this not like the Major League Baseball? Once you've played 5 innings, then you can say it's complete. No, it's up to both teams. Both coaches have to get together like the Crest and Drone. You know, they finished that game. That game is over. You know, so they're not going to come back to play. And I don't blame them. I wouldn't want Crest to come back to my place to play me neither, the way they playing. But on the other hand, you can postpone it. Some games are going to be finished, you know, and I understand why they bring them back, because that's money that's got to come back into the school where they purchase stuff, you know, for the kids, you know, an athletic department. So, you know, some people are going to play the game.
Yeah, and I think that Coach Barnes showed some good sportsmanship there. Agreeing to end that game. Drone obviously overmatched. We know that Freedom really ran it up on him a little bit a couple weeks ago. Coach Barnes showing a good sportsmanship there. And just, you know, it was not a very evenly matched game, and there's no reason to go ahead and back and play that game. I hear some others that are a little lopsided. They're going to go ahead back and play. But like you said, Terry, it's up to both coaches. If they want to play the game, you know, they'll play. If you can get them both to agree not to, then sometimes it's better not to play. The game that's definitely got to be finished sometime is the one that Dan and Calvin were calling on WOHS before they got taken off the air, that Chase Burns game with Burns up 7-3 and driving. I think they're on the 18-yard line, and we're going in for another score. And if they had anything up there at Burns, as I just drove through here in Waco, there's no way anybody's playing football in Lawndale right now. But definitely that'll be interesting conclusion to that ball game is Burns starting to get their offense on track a little bit. Watched a lot of that in the first half on KTC. They're really having a hard time moving the football, getting it together a little bit in the second half. The defense solid in both halves. I really like the Burns High defense. Still struggling to find an offensive identity, but maybe they're starting to get things together a little bit and have a little bit more offense, especially as they get into the conference. You guys have mentioned that they're going to be on KTC next week, Burns at Kings Mountain, and that's going to be an interesting contest. If Burns can get a little offense together, it might make things interesting. Terry, I think I heard you on the way in here. Did I hear that East Rutherford was ahead of Kings Mountain 14-7?
14-7.
You know, that Kings Mountain bunch is pretty good, so I think that speaks to what East Rutherford's got this year. They may cause a little more noise in the conference than people had anticipated.
Well, it was one of them things when they were playing Asheville Irvin, and I told Dennis, when you're leading Asheville Irvin in the second quarter, late in the second quarter, 17-16, you've got something. I mean, they ended up getting beat, you know, by them 42-24, but they were in the game. And I said, East Rutherford might be touching some people this year just on how they played that game.
And I'd like, you know, it's good to see that program coming back a little bit. They've been down. So good to see them having some success over there in Forest City. Like to see how they match up against some other teams in the conference. Like to see how they do against Shelby and Crest and some of the big boys in the SMAC conference. So looking forward to that down the road. And I did, Terry, you were talking a little bit about the Fred T. Ford West Lincoln game. I caught a little of that on KTC as well. That Mac George is a load, buddy. I'm going to tell you what.
He is a big horse to bring down.
I tell you what, and you know what, Terry? He can run a little bit. He's not just about running people over. He can run by you, too. The kid's got good speed. I must say, I was pretty impressed with the way he played.
Should see him wrestle.
I was, oh God, I'd hate to wrestle that kid. I wouldn't want to be anywhere near a ring with that kid. But Fred T. Ford really surprised me. They got some athletes too on that side of the ball. I didn't pick up the names. I was kind of flipping back and forth. They've got a really solid quarterback. Looks like he can run a little bit. Running back.
Matt Williams.
They like to get in the shotgun, Terry. They like to, give that always for the speed option there or the read option. And, they've got the athletes to do it. And I was really impressed with Fred T. Ford's athletic ability on the offensive side of the ball. So we don't see them as much on KTC. But, again, there was a good ball game going down there. And I think you said that one's still on, Terry?
That one's still on. They're in the third quarter. And that was a game that right before the half, Fred T. Ford drove. And like a minute and 15 seconds, and they were at their 30 or 40-yard line. They drove all the way down, getting ready to score again, and West Lincoln held them and picked a pass off in the end zone. And I said, that's a huge play because you don't want to go down 35-14 right before the half. So maybe West Lincoln can come out of halftime, make a few adjustments, and get back in that game.
Well, definitely. We'd like to see West Lincoln get in that ball game. West Lincoln up-and-coming program. Looked like they were struggling a little bit on the defensive side of the ball tonight.
Oh, yes.
So, I'd like to see them get it together and do well on down in the conference. Terry, when I was riding in, I didn't hear you talk about North Lincoln this week or Lincolnton. Are they off this week, or did they just was it a complete wash for those?
Well, Lincoln went down to East Gaston, and they've waited for 2 hours and something to play that game, but they have moved that game. It's either going to be played tomorrow or Monday. We haven't heard yet, but they have postponed that game. And North Lincoln is off this week. The teams that are open dates this week are South Point at 1-2, Thomas Jefferson 2-1, East Burke 1-2, North Lincoln 2-1, and South Iredale at 2-1. Those squads had an off week, open date.
Well, they picked a good week to have an off day because they don't have the rescheduling nightmare that they're going to have all across. But sounds like a lot of teams, like as we said, going to go on Monday night. Don't forget, KTC will have those games here. I believe I heard you say that on the way in, Terry, that KTC will be covering the games. Is that correct?
Yes, on Monday night. Mm-hmm.
Okay, on Monday night. So if you didn't get a chance, you had a hot date tonight, you were out about on the town, you're like my brother. My brother's up in Columbus, Ohio, watching Ohio State and Kent State. You missed the games. Hey, you can come back on Monday night and catch all the high school action. So,
one thing, Tom, that people don't realize, you have to understand this, is if you're at a high school football game, they pretty much have got to stop it before the weather gets in to get the people out, because you have to get everybody in these stands out to their cars for really them to be out, unless you're going to let them into a gymnasium or something.
And people don't understand the responsibility and the liability that the schools run into with these issues. So I think they made the right call.
Absolutely.
I would always say that, sometimes it's a little aggravating that, the 30-minute rule and such. But at the same time, in the long run, it's just a ball game. It can be played later, bring them back later. It's better, I know it's a cliche, better safe than sorry. So
got to keep all them young boys around us,
you got to keep the young boys around, and folks get a little impatient. If you've ever been at a game with a lightning delay, I do a little officiating of baseball, and folks tend to get
myself.
They tend to get a little upset, a little impatient when you have that lightning delay. State of North Carolina, Terry's 30 minutes.
It is
one bolt of lightning. Start your watch. As a baseball official, I know you better have that stopwatch in your pocket because it is 30 minutes and they hold you to it.
And let me tell you about that too is if you're an umpire and you are behind the plate, Tom, as much as I do. See, we got lightning all around us now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But anyway, if you're out there, you has to demand it, because if the lead director over this tournament comes up and says, "Look, starting, it's not been 30 minutes," you're the one that takes responsibility for them kids stepping back out on that field. So if you say no, he has to wait.
Yeah. So it's definitely just a rule put in by the state. So you folks out there who may be a little upset that you had to wait. I think that the officials do their best to try to get the game in, but it doesn't always work out that way. I think some folks, you said, played on Thursday night. Looks like they got into their crystal balls and saw what kind of bad weather they're going to have. So Thursday, the kids joke around that Thursday's the first Friday. Looks like those folks made out if they got to play the ball game on Thursday night and got it out of the way and stayed away from this weather. So KTC, again, will have these games on Monday night. If you missed them, the ones on Monday night. Although, Terry, I did hear you say that maybe somebody's going to play on Saturday night.
Yeah, some of them have not decided whether it's going to be Saturday or Sunday. And those are right now, in which I have not
Saturday
heard.
or Monday?
Saturday or Monday. There we go. No, Sunday. Lincoln and East Gaston is questionable right now. Newton Conover Freedom is questionable. And let me see if I've got any more. that they did that way. The rest of them have been moved to Monday, but those are 2 games that they're still deciding whether it's going to be Saturday or Monday to finish those.
Terry, let me ask you a question, as I've forgotten, and I know you'll be able to answer. That that Freedom Newton Conover game was tied 13-13.
It is 13-13.
Is it still kind of the little rivalry there, the Freedom coach? Isn't it Coach Helms still over there at Freedom?
No, Coach Helms is now at Hickory.
He's at Hickory now. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Who's at Freedom now then?
Why would you
I put you on the spot, didn't I?
Yeah.
Well, I only asked you because I didn't know. And I just know that was quite a rivalry, I believe, when Coach Helms was at Freedom and Coach Beam was at Burns. Because those guys, let's just say, they fished together like Opie. They didn't really enjoy each other's company, putting it nicely. Well, and I was thinking on the way here, boy, I said, boy, that's a good ball game between 2 rivals. And then I got to thinking, I said, wait a minute, I think we've had a coaching change at Freedom. So I couldn't think who the current Freedom coach was.
You know, and it's amazing because Coach Bean's made that move over there, and he's finding out now, since he's the coach, you know, which rivalries are big over there. And he found out Hickory is huge. He's found out this game is huge with Freedom. He's going to find out the Maiden game is tremendously huge. You know, and this is just him being the coach for the first year, but he's really going to find out.
Well, he definitely has some talent up there at Newton Conover. That Freedom team is also a very talented team. Burns had them, we know, last week, as seen here on KTC. Burns had them 14-0 in the second half before they put up 28 second-half points. So a Freedom team that could put up points in a hurry. But Matt Bean's boys seem to be able to put up their own share of points. They were down a little bit last week and then ended up coming back and winning. So I'd be very intrigued by that ball game to see how that one turns out.
Before we go on a little further, let's stop right here. We're going to go and take a commercial break. The Ronaldo Automall.com post-game show. So we'll be right back. You all stay tuned. I've got Terry Reinhardt in studio with me, Tom Cittofani, Josh Collins, and me right here on the Ronaldo Automall post-game show. We'll be right back right after these messages.
The summer savings sale is underway at Hendrick Appliance in Shelby and Gastonia. Save $100 on a Whirlpool washer and dryer pair. Save $27 on a Whirlpool 4-piece stainless steel kitchen package, including a side-by-side refrigerator, electric range, dishwasher, and over-the-range microwave oven. And don't miss the summer savings sales event at Hendrick Appliance, 1241 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby and at 4027 East Franklin Boulevard in Gastonia. Calvin Hastings here again for Renato Kia in Shelby. Now for a limited time, you can get 0% financing for up to 60 months on select Kia models. That's right, get 0% financing for up to 60 months with approved credit. Come on in and see Renato Kia for all the details. But hurry, the offer ends soon. Call 704-406-8100 or shop online at RenatoKia.com. Renato Kia, 4425 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. 0% financing for up to 60 months with approved credit.
Hi, this is Woody Durham for Doctors Doug Stroud, Jim Wilson, and Craig Thompson at Family Dental Care in Shelby. No matter the age, kids, teenagers, and adults, Dr. Stroud, Wilson, and Thompson will take care of your dental needs. They have over 50 years' experience serving the people of Cleveland County. Call 704-482-3281 for Family Dental Care at 416 West Warren Street in Shelby. That's Doctors Doug Stroud, Jim Wilson, and Craig Thompson. Kids love them, and you will too.
Since 1919, yes, 1919, Griffin Drug Store in downtown Kings Mountain has been serving the people of the Kings Mountain area with the finest in prescription service. And be sure to come in and ask about the 10% senior citizen discount. And most prescription cards are honored at Griffin Drug Center, 129 West Mountain Street in downtown Kings Mountain. Since 1919. Open 9 to 6 Monday through Friday, 9 to 12 on Saturday. That's Griffin Drug Center in Kings Mountain.
The summer season is here, so it's time to keep that lawn and garden equipment serviced and repaired. Take it to the Shelby Hardware Small Engine Repair Shop. Mechanic Leonard Allred will be glad to check, tune up, or repair your lawn and garden equipment. He can also sharpen those mower blades for you. The Small Engine Repair Shop at Shelby Hardware, 506 South Lafayette Street in Shelby, serving Shelby and Cleveland County since 1979.
The Red Hot Summer Sale is underway at S&R Auto Sales in Shelby. Hurry on in now for red hot deals with down payments started at only $699. And pick up this week's What's Up Shopper and play the S&R Auto Sales Weekly Trivia Sports Question Contest. You could win a $10 bill certificate from the clock. For a full list of inventory, visit S&R Auto Sales online at srautosales.com or call 704-487-0570. S&R Auto Sales, 417 South Post Road in Shelby, the home of the satisfied customer. Good credit, bad credit, no credit? Apply today and ride today at Full Throttle Power Sports in Lowell. Pick up this week's What's Up Shopper for some great deals with zero money down and rates as low as 2.99%. See the new Polaris Ranger 500 Crew for as low as $10,000. The brand new Yamaha Grizzly 125 is only $35.99. And for the lake, get the 2014 Yamaha Superjet for only $71.50. Full Throttle Power Sports. Exit 22 off I-85 in Lowell. Online at ncfullthrottle.com. Do you know what Putnam Distributors sells? Auto parts, truck parts, stuff for all sorts of equipment, plus 25 brands of motor oil, hydraulic fluids, filters, batteries, even nuts and bolts, and all at low, low prices. Putnam Distributors is located in downtown Patterson Springs, just 5 minutes from Kmart and the Cleveland Mall. Go south on Highway 226 or Highway 180 and just follow the signs. Putnam's prices are low on everything and for everybody. Call 704-487-9395 or visit them online at PutnamDistributors.com.
Jam & J's Pizza Factory is Shelby's favorite locally owned family pizza restaurant, featuring a pizza buffet and salad bar, a fantastic game room, and birthday parties. Jam & J's has gluten-free pizza, vegan cheese pizza, and now try the La Nova wings in barbecue, hot and spicy, or oven roasted. And Jam & J's is the original home for the Livermus pizza. Want to eat at home and watch the game? Call for carryout at 704-600-6182. Jam & J's Pizza Factory, Highway 74 East, behind the Golden Corral in Shelby.
Calvin Hastings here again for Renato Kia in Shelby. Now for a limited time, you can get 0% financing for up to 60 months on select Kia models. That's right, get 0% financing for up to 60 months with approved credit. Come on in and see Renato Kia for all the details. But hurry, the offer ends soon. Call 704-406-8100 or shop online at RenatoKia.com. Renato Kia, 4425 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. 0% financing for up to 60 months with approved credit.
And welcome back to the Ronaldo Auto Mall post-game show. I'm Steve Roberts with in studio Terry Reinhardt over here, Tom Sidafati over in the TV studio, and Josh Collins. I don't know where he is, but anyway, here in the studio. Anyway, thank you for joining us. We're here early tonight because of all the delays in games and so forth. So glad to be with you. Glad you tuned in, and we'll keep you abreast of who's delayed and who's not delayed. Tom, you said you wanted to. There you go.
Well, my old boss man, Eddie Taylor, who used to be my athletic director, who is currently enjoying, I guess, semi-retirement. He was working up at Burns today, I think, on a substitute gig. Had a little hip surgery, looked like he was doing good. So, Eddie, glad to see you're up and around. And he's listening tonight and told me that Brandon Allen is the new coach at Freedom High School, who came from Tuscola High School. So that answers our question that Terry and I could not answer. So Terry and I could be stumped, but Eddie Taylor cannot be stumped. If there is a question about athletics, he will know. And as an athletic director, maybe Eddie could call in the studio here at 704-482-1390 and tell us a little bit about what he did in this situation. In other words, you got a rain out, you got a lightning delay. Do you play on Saturday? Do you play on Monday? What are some things the athletic director's got to take into consideration before rescheduling that game? So, Eddie, if you feel like it, give us a call here at the studio and let us know, and I'm going to kick it back to Steve and Terry.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. Speaking of games like that, and you wonder when they do play, Lincoln at East Gaston, you better get up in the morning. because they're going to play Saturday at noon.
Are you serious?
So there you go.
Saturday at noon, like tomorrow?
Yes.
What happened to that nap after you have a cup of coffee?
Well, nap tomorrow. Yeah, these kids will be up early in the morning to go down to East Gaston. Lincoln and East Gaston has been postponed till Saturday at noon. Update on another game that we've got going on. Kings Mountain has come from 14-7 down to take a 21-14 lead. There's under 7 minutes left in this game. East Rutherford is driving, though. Kings Mountain's up 21-14 in the fourth quarter. Other scores from around the area. East Lincoln leads Forest View 26-14. Weather delay. Fred Ford and West Lincoln 28-14. Weather delay. T.C. Roberson and Ashbrook, they have stopped this game. They're thinking about making this a final. They have not come up with the yes or no on this, but they are at the half. T.C. Roberson leads 6-2. There's you a good question, Tom. T.C. Roberson and Ashbrook, it's 6-2 at the half, and I understand you're up there in the mountains. Do you say this game is done, or will you drive all the way down here and drive all the way back because you got a chance of winning this game?
Well, if my kids have a chance to win, I'm not taking an opportunity away from the kids to win the ball game. It might cost a couple bucks, and with the tight budgets the schools are going through, I could understand why they wouldn't come back. But if you're only down 4 points, how could you just tell your kids, sorry, we're not going back, we're going to put this one in the loss column? I sure wouldn't want to tell that to my kids on Monday at film session, that's for sure. So hopefully they'll get this ball game in and completed. Well, what a bizarre score, 6-2. Did we have a 2-run homer in the bottom of the third?
Well, at one time, Ashbrook led 2-0.
Yeah, Ashbrook went all the way up there, huh?
Yes.
All the way up there. Well, I happen to know, because I'm still a school system employee, that school systems are on a really tight budget right now.
Oh, yes.
They may not get, Terry, you know as well, they may not get 25% of their funds. They maybe cut another 25%. So a lot of the public schools are really hurting right now, and it would be a real shame if it was a budget issue to where you couldn't have those kids finish that ball game. Steve's telling me we got a caller. Go ahead, caller.
Hey.
Hey, who we got?
Abigail Patton.
Hey, how you doing? Did you go see a ball game tonight?
Yeah.
Where'd you go?
The Burns.
Okay, well tell us about the were you sitting in the student section tonight?
Yes.
Okay, well tell us about the ball game, the atmosphere. How are people feeling about Burns High School?
There were a lot of people there tonight, and everybody was wearing camo, and the game was going well, and then they called it for the Lightning.
Did you get a little wet out there?
Yes.
Well, I noticed the theme was camouflage and jean shorts. Can you tell me who came up with that and how they came up with that?
I'm not sure, but I wore a ghillie suit tonight, so it was pretty fun.
Well, it looked like in the first half that we had a hard time moving the football, and we weren't generating a lot of offense. What do you think we started to do a little differently in the second half that was working from your perspective?
They ran the ball better and had some better throws and just overall moved it better.
Yeah, they have a young quarterback up there. You know, I haven't taught the kid, so I don't really know him that well, but it seems like he's progressing. He's getting a little better. And each and every week, you know, he's improving. He's a young player. He's improving. And it seems like the students there are really behind the football team. And you may or may not know, but I called the pregame show earlier and said that I was very proud of our student section at Burns because they are still 100% behind the football team. And I know I overheard a couple kids talking in the hallway and said they had sold out of student section T-shirts and had to reorder more. Is that true?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, so I mean, it's a lot of support that you guys give the football team, and I don't really think that, you know, even you realize how much the guys appreciate that. And the teachers as well, wearing the football jerseys on Fridays really helps the guys feel good. So sometimes I think that student section itself is a little underappreciated. But I, as a teacher there, and a lot of people in the community, appreciate your continued support for the school.
Yeah, it's really great. It's a really fun atmosphere to go to each week. Looking forward to next week.
Did the other team bring a student section with them too?
I didn't see one. I didn't look really hard, but I don't think so.
Well, a lot of times it gets even more fun when the other school brings their student section, and you guys can jaw it a little bit, jaw back and forth a little bit. That seems like it makes it even more fun when the other team's got a cheering section and the kids are going back and forth, back and forth. Sometimes that's about as enjoyable as the game is, but they appreciate the football team, and the school appreciate what you do, and we sure appreciate you calling in. We love to get students' perspective on what they saw in the game. And thanks again for calling in. I finally got a student from Burns to call in, Dennis. We had one call in. Yes, we did.
Great,
okay?
Tom.
So thank you very much. And do you think you can
Thank you.
Do you think you can call in again next week, or put one of your friends up to call in next week?
Yeah, I will.
Okay. Well,
Hey, Mr. Centofanti is giving extra credit in his class to any Burns students that call in.
Well,
Spread the word.
I have 2 classes.
What's that?
I have him twice.
Yeah.
Hey, you get double extra credit.
She asked me.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
hey, listen. And who am I speaking with here?
Abigail.
Hey,
Hi.
listen, just between me and you, nobody else is going to hear this. What kind of teacher is this guy?
He's good.
He's good.
Yeah, he's fun.
He is.
Yes.
Does he know his stuff?
You learn a lot, and it's interesting.
Well, the reason I'm asking that's because a long time ago in a land far, far away where the colors were green and gold, he was in my class.
Oh yeah, it's been a long time. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
And I want to say something about Abigail before she goes. 10th grader, really stepping up to the plate, taking an AP class as a 10th grader.
Ooh, Abigail.
Yeah, she is. So we're proud of you taking that class, and yet she does have to put up with me twice a day. But she asked me in
Hey,
first.
wait a minute. Your wife doesn't even put up with you
She
twice a
does.
day.
She does. Well, she sees me first period, but at least she gets a break second period, and then she has me again third period. So at least she gets
Abigail.
after you've had my class, you have to.
You are a trooper, Abigail.
a
real
I know.
bulldog. A real bulldog.
She has to decompress for a period. So
And back in the days when you had Ronnie Blanton and Sam and all the boys back in the days,
we're a lot nicer.
my
though.
peers.
Yeah, we're a lot nicer to the kids.
Yeah.
We try to be a little bit more student friendly and take
Student
care of it. Instead of being just mean bulldogs like you guys used to be and just scream at us and kick us around.
No, I was never a mean bulldog. I was a mean charger.
Tom and Dennis,
Yes.
Yeah.
it is a final. TC Roberson 6, Ashbrook 2. It is a final.
Unbelievable.
I wonder what Vegas said about that score.
Oh, I know. Well, let me finish up here with Abigail. Thank you for calling in.
thank you.
Thank you for remembering.
You're welcome.
Is anybody there with you cheering you on during the conversation?
No.
Okay, so
No after party at Abigail's house. Should we announce the party's over and she's got free pizza?
we better
Come on
not,
over.
We
Okay.
better not.
Okay,
Her
we won't
mom
say
might
that.
be
We won't
listening.
say that.
Abigail, thank you very much for calling. And,
You're welcome.
And call again next week if you want to, or put one of your buddies up to it. We appreciate your support for the station. Thank you very much.
And I think she deserves extra credit. in both
She will
classes.
get extra credit.
Extra credit.
I promised Abigail some,
Extra
or
credit.
anybody else who would call in a little extra credit. I'm going to make a guest appearance in, I can't remember the name of the class. There's some kind of business marketing class, and they're studying broadcasting. So, Mr. Centofanti, because he's
Is that
an
Mrs.
employee-
Bradshaw?
Geez, I don't even, a kid that I didn't even really teach, I don't know very well.
Wait a minute.
But she came up to me and says, Mr. Centofanti, I hear you work for the radio station. Would you come and talk to our class
I
about
tell you what, can I get an
broadcasting?"
autograph when the show's over?
I mean, I charge not too much for autographs, Dennis.
Okay.
So I will provide.
Do you have to buy the book first?
You have to buy the book first. Okay, Terry, back to that game.
Yes.
6-2. I can't believe it, but I think what you have there definitely, the cost, the transportation costs and issues there, and that's really a shame that those young men won't get a chance to complete that ball game. And I know it's a non-conference game, and it doesn't really have a lot to do with playoff seeding and all that. It's just a shame that the game's not about anything except the kids getting a chance to get out there and play. You're only in high school one time. You only get a chance to do this one time, and take that away from the kids, even though it's one game. That's just too bad. That's just too bad.
Well, it's one game, and I do look at the travel. I understand that's a good little piece up there and a good little piece back.
Monday night.
Plus, it's on a Monday night.
You
I
got
understand
class
that.
Tuesday morning. I understand, Terry, the logistics system. By the way,
I do.
I want to give you and Tom and Josh and everybody some credit. Man, it's tough out there. I floated over here, sometimes on, sometimes off the road. It's tough out there. You folks that have been at a game and were on your way home, been in the parking lot waiting for it to clear up, ease up. There's a lot of stuff out there on the road. Don't hydroplane. Take it safe. Take it easy. And for those of you who are smart enough to stay home tonight and listen to us on the radio, we're glad we're here in one piece to give you the call. And to all those out there that are home listening, give us a call here at 704-482-1390. We want to talk to you tonight since these games are canceled. We got to have a little something going on. And I know Gerald Weathers told me he was going to call in tonight. So, Gerald, get on the phone, dial us up. And Donna Joe, honey, if you're out there listening, baby, give me a call.
And I've got some breaking news here. Kevin Hastings just texted me and told me, well, he told me that Tony Romo was the best quarterback to ever play football. But after he told me that,
undoubtedly. Look at the record.
After he told me that,
Look at the record.
Burns High School postponed until Monday. Burns High School will complete the game
Monday night at Burns High School in Lawndale, North Carolina. You'll see the Burns Bulldogs taking on the Chase Trojans.
Well, it's
11
Burns will have
minutes
the
and
ball
3
on,
seconds.
How much?
11 minutes and 3
and
seconds
Burns
to
has
go
the,
in the game.
Yeah, Burns has the ball on the
It's a
18.
conference game, so I don't blame Chase for wanting to play it out. They're only down a little bit there. They could come back and have a win. And, but I did hear the East Rutherford score.
East Rutherford.
I am impressed, Tom. I know you made those comments. I am impressed with the Cavaliers this year. Terry, you told me this early. I think they may be for real this year. Watch out, Lions.
And I'd like to see I get to watch some of the teams on KTC. East Lincoln, I was very impressed with. Mac George. I think I'm a little afraid of Mac George after watching him play football. I hope I don't meet that kid in a dark alley because he's a man. And I've seen some of these.
My man Josh come
I've seen
through.
some of these.
My man
I've seen
Josh.
Woo! I've seen some of these teams. Haven't got to see East Rutherford. And I would like to see East Rutherford, and maybe when they play Burns or something, get to see what they've really got.
I just want to say one thing. This paper, the What's Up Shopper, is so hot. We can't even find a copy here in our own studios
That
tonight.
is pretty bad.
I checked
Boss
the
Man.
box. I checked the hall. These things are flying off the shelves. I don't know what the problem is. I think they're wanting to get a hold of Calvin's new polls. We'll be going over that tonight. And I think they're really after Andre's predictions. Because, he's been like, wow, this year on some of his predictions. So we'll be going over those later tonight in the show, folks. Tune in right here on KTC Broadcasting and one of the local stations. We'll be discussing Calvin Hastings, the oracle of local sports, and his power rating polls, and Andre Smith and his insightful predictions. I look for him any day to be on ESPN on Saturday mornings. The guy's good, right?
He is the best. Not just good, the best.
Well, especially when he comes in here and he eats our pizza. He's really good at that.
Hey, speaking of pizza,
Andre,
I wonder if we're going to get some pizza
Hey,
tonight.
you wouldn't send Josh out in this storm. The man dug up the only copy in 4 states here of the What's Up Shopper for me tonight. Current issue. Thank you, Josh. You the man. I don't know what they're paying you, but it's way too much. Anyway.
Well, I would like to have some more scores to run down here. We just don't have a whole lot.
Well, I'd like
right
to have
now.
some games played so we
have
could
some
give you some
games
scores.
played
But,
so we
hey,
can-
folks, be patient with us tonight. Tom and I are here, and, we got this job on looks alone, so if we don't entertain you, don't
Obviously,
blame us.
There wasn't very many good-looking people that applied for this job if they hired us on that. Of course, I had my buddy Kareem Livingston over there at Burns said that he enjoyed watching the program, and he was actually on his computer. He said he fell asleep during part of the program and then woke back up and caught the end of it. But he was making fun of me because he saw me sneaking that Papa John's pizza out of here after the show last night.
Really?
So the camera tells no lies.
So that's where that pizza went.
That's where the pizza went. The
Hey,
evidence.
the only reason you snaked pizza out of here last week,
Why is that?
Lewis wasn't here.
Lewis wasn't here to eat the pizza. We know Lewis
Yeah.
loves his pizza.
He loves pizza. Lewis has never met a pizza he didn't like.
No, neither have I must say. So
I tell you what, and Terry Reinhardt, he can put away some pizza too, man.
Well, we do have Terry updating the board for us.
Oh, okay, we got
He's
a
got
final.
Fred T. Ford over West Lincoln. Is that a final, Terry? No. Okay,
No.
they're going to complete that ball game.
But look at that Lincoln and East Gaston tomorrow at noon. Shootout. Lincoln and East Gaston tomorrow at noon. And
well, I believe up north and a lot of other places, Terry, they do play on Saturday afternoon.
That's for them crazy people like in Ohio. Oh, wait a minute, you're from Ohio. They play on Saturdays, and there's reasons for that. And some places they play, like Steve was talking about, Durham, they play on Thursday. Charlotte plays a lot of Thursday games. I mean, it's because of the shortage of the stadiums or conflicts with other events,
this
holidays.
is interesting here. West Lincoln game will wait till midnight tonight, to decide whether they will complete that ball game.
Well, it's 28-14 Fred T. Ford at the half. The Rebels never give up. They do not surrender.
Well, I'm telling you,
there's no Appomattox in West Lincoln.
If they're going to stay up that late, we might have to run them down some coffee, Steve Roberts.
We can give the final on that one.
But some other scores: Bessemer City over Stuart Kramer, 28-0. Terry tells me that's in the third quarter. Hunter Huss and Rocky River will be played Monday. Highland Tech and Lake Norman Charter also to be played Monday at 7 p.m. East Lincoln was over Forest View 26-14 at the half. And that TC Roberson Ashbrook Gastonia.
Whoa. Watch this. Watch this. Fourth quarter. Kings Mountain's come back on East Rutherford, Terry.
21-14 Kings Mountain in the fourth quarter with 24 seconds left. 24 seconds left in the game.
Hey, that tells me two things. It tells me Kings Mountain is a threat to possibly be the number 2 team in this league, and it tells me that East Rutherford may have a little something for some of those 2A teams this year too.
Okay, we've got a caller. Go ahead, caller.
Coach C.
What's up? Who we got?
Yeah. Coach Russ, Tim Russ, how are you?
Tim.
Tim Russ, how you doing, buddy?
Take it away, Tommy.
Doing good. Listen, I called in a couple different perspectives. You keep talking about Mac George. I don't know if a beast even simplifies that kid. That's an unreal athlete.
I'm telling you, I watched him. I'm afraid. It's like I just would not want to be standing in front.
Lincoln, they got another kid over there, Jonah Marsh. And I understand he's having a pretty good year. And I look for the Rebels to be pretty solid this year. But we've been traveling. We've been going to the eastern part of the state since mine moved down to Jack Britt. And we actually rode to Richmond County last night. And we went down the week before last and watched Scotland County play.
So you're getting a little perspective over there in the eastern part of the state. Since we don't have a whole lot to report on the western part of the state.
Yeah, tell us about some of those teams that you've seen.
Yeah, tell us something about that. And how do you think football in the eastern part of the state compares with football in the western part of the state?
Totally different. Totally different.
How's that?
Not, in my opinion, there's not a lot of defense played in the eastern part of the state. I've only been to Richmond County one time. That was last night. I've only been to Scotland County one time, and that was week
and
before
both
last.
have long traditions of quality football down there.
And last night in Richmond County, we sit on the visitor side, and we had Richmond County fans all the way around us. And I was impressed more with Richmond than I was Scotland. I think Richmond will beat Scotland, but as hard as it's to say, being a Bulldog, I've only been to a few crest practices just while I was working, and I don't think that Richmond, Scotland, or any of those teams want anything to do with the Chargers this year.
Well, you know who the coach at Scotland County used to be, don't you?
It used to be Mark Barnes or Darrell Barnes.
Yeah, well, Darrell was over at Richmond County. Mark was over at Scotland County. And the new defensive coordinator over there, I think, is from Richmond County there. And so they're bringing a little bit of that flavor up here. Of course, Mark went up to Brevard for a little while. We know that. And then he came down to Chargerland, and he's had a little bit of success down there. Hasn't quite gotten over the hump yet, but I'll tell you what, as you pointed out, this squad looks potentially like they've got all the tools in the box to get that state championship this year, and we'll just follow them here on KTC Broadcasting. And I know even the Bulldogs, I hate to say this, but the Bulldogs will be pulling for us down in the playoff runs just like we pulled for Burns when they won their state championship back in '94.
Well, I've had a chance to meet the Burns coach. I'm extremely impressed with that guy. He's got some time in down around Fayetteville, and he's got a great perspective of the game. He seems like a real solid guy. I know the Burns quarterback, the 10th grader. He's an extreme athlete. I've watched him grow up all the way
and
through.
He's young and inexperienced. I hope the people up there will give him, some slack on that. I mean, the kids, he stepped up here as a sophomore, as a starting varsity quarterback. Circumstances not necessarily in his favor. Give him some time, give him some space, and 2 years down the road, man, you may have a real gunslinger on your hands there.
Absolutely. I totally agree with that. The only thing I got a quick question that someone can answer, who is the Crest fullback? Who is I'm saying fullback, halfback. I've been told Harbison, but I believe there might be another running back over there that's extremely a downhill runner that I've only seen in practice, but I was extremely impressed with.
Yeah, and I can pull the roster here and tell you Harbison is the featured back. However, there's some other guys that are very good, along with the quarterback himself, Willie Green Jr., who is able to run the ball as well as throw the ball. The Peeler kid, who's the other quarterback, is probably a better runner than passer. Both of them bring something in case something happened. They've got some other runners, and, of course, not last year because he was out for the whole year with an ACL, but the Roseboro kid who played, some running back his sophomore year was extremely good, but they're so loaded they can let him play defense all the time now. So they've got some talent over there, and as you know, when you got talent, you can do a lot of things that you can't when you're short of talent and you're short of players.
Absolutely.
Well, Tim,
I've been somewhat impressed with eastern part of the state, but I still believe the better football is played in the West.
I just wanted to ask you real quick, how is Philip doing down there? Is he enjoying himself? Is he having a good time?
He has found it to be totally different. He says that he's never had that many Division I prospects, Division I kids. Being that close to the military base, he said the kids have a totally different demeanor, extremely respectful.
Yes, sir. No, sir.
Absolutely
Disciplined.
Respond to him and the coaching staff in a very positive manner. He has a retired lieutenant colonel on the coaching staff that brings a totally different perspective to the coaching staff. He's enjoying it. It's just something totally different that he's never been really exposed to.
Well, and where is he coaching at?
He coaches at Jack Brett High School.
Jack Brett.
Well, okay. I'm glad he's having a good time down there. Philip's a good kid. I'm not just saying because he's yours. Former student of mine, good kid, good athlete, played ball at Burns, baseball and football. So we miss him, and we wish him good luck. And, Tim, thank you for calling, and please do it again. Tell us about some Eastern North Carolina football here, and our fans like to keep up with that, know how we stack up against the East. Thank you, Tim, and call us again.
Thank you, sir. You have a good evening.
And I have a quick update from the boss man. I've got two. Stuart Kramer and Bessemer City will be restarting in just a couple of minutes. You can watch that one on KTC Live. And Kings Mountain wins. The ball game is over 21-14. Kings Mountain moves to 4-0 on the season with a comeback win over East Rutherford. And we've got Bessemer City Stuart Kramer as a
Is that a final?
No, they said they were restarting, Terry. I just got a note from the boss man, said they're restarting in 5 minutes.
Really?
Now everybody's throwing everything on because some of Twitter saying this is final.
So some people on Twitter, Stuart Kramer, I wouldn't blame them for quitting. They're down 28-0. Do you really want to continue the slaughter? Probably not. So I would imagine they would go ahead and throw in the towel.
Put some mercy in the mercy rule there.
So go ahead and throw the towel. Wave the white flag.
What you got?
Bessemer City's the one sending it out.
Bessemer City's the one. Oh,
okay. All right, we got to pay some bills. We got to pay some bills.
Take a break.
Okay, thanks. We'll take a break.
We'll find out. And tune in again when we come back.
We'll be on the Ronaldo Auto Mall post-game show.
And we thank you right here at Big Oak Country on a Friday night. It has been topsy-turvy. Thank you, guys. Here we go.
Calvin Hastings here again for Renato Kia in Shelby. Now for a limited time, you can get 0% financing for up to 60 months on select Kia models. That's right, get 0% financing for up to 60 months with approved credit. Come on in and see Renato Kia for all the details. But hurry, the offer ends soon. Call 704-406-8100 or shop online at RenatoKia.com. Renato Kia, 4425 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. 0% financing for up to 60 months with approved credit. They've got it all at the Bargain Station Outlet in Shelby. Planning to travel this year? Then come see the big line of luggage. Need small appliances for the kitchen? They've got that too. How about toys for the kids? They've got a big stock of toys, plus jewelry and watches too. Like we said, they've got it all at the Bargain Station Name Brand Outlet. The Bargain Station Name Brand Outlet, located at 4400 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, right next to Honda Motorcycles. Open Tuesday through Saturday. Don't forget the name, the Bargain Station Name Brand Outlet.
This is Woody Durham for Tommy Hamrick Nationwide Insurance Agency in Shelby, where you get a team of experienced agents all working for the nationwide team. And of course, there's Tommy, a former Tar Heel athlete and UNC graduate. When it comes time for the insurance you need for your home, auto, business, and life, go see the winning team at Tommy Hamrick Nationwide Insurance Agency, your exclusive, on-your-side certified agency, located at the corner of Gidney and South DeKalb Streets in Shelby.
Now you can rent to own your new carport from B&B Buildings in Cherryville, Denver, and Shelby. Come in for all the details, and 5% down delivers, plus local financing is available on all units. And check out the selection of repos and factory price reductions. Old Hickory Buildings, new lofted barns, and now rent-to-own carports. At B&B Buildings, Highway 150 in Cherryville, Highway 74 East in Shelby, and Highway 16 in Denver.
Soulful Southern fare with a flair. That's Smoke on the Square in Uptown Shelby. Come on in for lunch, where you'll find your favorite soups and salads, plus local favorites including smokehouse shrimp and grits, barbecue, hamburger steaks, and tacos, plus a big menu of smokehouse burgers and sandwiches. Or better yet, create your combo, mix and match for just $5.99. For a full menu, visit them online at smokeonthesquare.com. Smoke on the Square, the Southern Low Country cuisine and steakhouse. 5 East Marion Street, Uptown Shelby. Calvin Hastings here again for Renato Kia in Shelby. Now for a limited time, you can get 0% financing for up to 60 months on select Kia models. That's right, get 0% financing for up to 60 months with approved credit. Come on in and see Renato Kia for all the details, but hurry, the offer ends soon. Call 704-406-8100 or shop online at RenatoKia.com. Renato Kia, 4425 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. 0% financing for up to 60 months with approved credit.
And now, folks, I bring you Terry Reinhardt with all the scores from around the leagues tonight. Terry, bring us up to date.
All righty, here we go. Lincoln and East Gaston. Get up in the morning if you want to be down there, because at East Gaston they're going to start at noon. Lincoln and East Gaston Saturday at noon. Forest View and East Lincoln are getting ready to start back. It's 26-14 in the third quarter. East Lincoln leads 26-14. Fred T. Ford and West Lincoln are on a rain delay. They are at the half. Fred T. Ford is up 28-14. Weather delay at West Lincoln. T.C. Roberson and Ashbrook, this game has been called as a final. They play till halftime. T.C. Roberson wins the game 6-2. This is a final. T.C. Roberson 6, Ashbrook 2. Hunter Huss and Rocky River, they will play Monday night. No time has been said, but Hunter Huss and Rocky River, Monday night. Cherryville and North Gaston. North Gaston leads 7-6 at the half. They will finish this game Monday at 7:30. North Gaston and Cherryville, Monday at 7:30. Bessemer City and Stuart Kramer. This game is over, 28-0 Bessemer City. This is now a final. Bessemer City wins 28-0. Highland Tech and Lake Norman Charter will play Monday at 7 p.m. Pine Lake Prep and Community School of Davison in a non-conference game. Pine Lake Prep leads 8-6 late in the second quarter, rain delay. Maiden leads St. Stephen's 28-13 at the half, rain delay. Alexander Central and Bandy's is 36-14. This is a final. Alexander Central defeats Bandy's 36-14. Newton Conover in Freedom, it is 13-all. They have not made up a date whether they're going to finish this game Saturday or Monday, but right now it's 13-all. The game has been postponed, so check your papers or your local radio stations for the time that this game will be finished. West Iredale leads Bunker Hill 22-14 right before halftime. East Rutherford and Kings Mountain played tonight. Kings Mountain comes out on top. They go to 4-0 on the year. Kings Mountain 21, East Rutherford 14. What a good game. East Rutherford led 14-7. Kings Mountain scores too late in the fourth quarter to win it 21-14. Shelby and RS Central. Shelby has not defeated, but leads RS Central 7-0. They're going to finish this game Monday at 7:30. They've only played like 5 or 6 minutes of the first quarter. Crest and Drone, this game is a final. Crest 35, Drone 0. This game is a final. Crest 35, Drone 0. Burns and Chase are in the third quarter. It's 7-3. Burns leading. They're going to finish this game Monday at 7 p.m. 11 minutes and 3 seconds to go. Burns leads 7-3. West Caldwell leads Inca 30-7. Late in the at halftime, 30-7. West Caldwell leads Inca. Lake Norman and Salisbury, it's 49-7. This game will be made up on Monday. Lake Norman leads 49-7 at the half. North Iredale now leads East Wilkes 36-13. North Iredale trying to go to 4-0 on the year. They're in the third quarter. North Iredale 36, East Wilkes 13. West Forsyth leads Statesville 35-12 in the third quarter. Mooresville, this game has been called in the third quarter. This is a final now. Mooresville 42, Hickory 0. Mitchell leads McDowell 14-7. They are at the half. Watauga leads Avery County 7-0. Ashe County leads High Brighton 13-6. South Caldwell leads AC Reynolds 14-0. Q Foundation and Patton are tied 6-6, and the Mecklenburg games all have been moved to Monday. Mallard Creek and Charlotte Catholic, Mount Tabor, Butler, Independence, West Meck all moved to Monday night.
Okay, thank you, Terry. Before we go, we would like to welcome the listeners on WLON back with us. Glad to have you folk. And, of course, we'll go right to the studio with Tom and Dennis. There you go, guys. You got it back.
And, Steve, thank you very much. Terry, thanks for all those scores across North Carolina. I do have one local score here. It's a final. It's official. Terry Reinhardt was right. Bessemer City over Stuart Kramer, 28-0.
And thank you for the coffee.
Final. It's a final. You're welcome, Steve. I'm glad you like it.
The only time I can remember Terry Reinhardt being wrong about a score was when he had it right and he thought he was wrong, and he was wrong because he had it right.
Well, last week we were confused about what happened at the end of the North
Wait a minute,
Lincoln.
there's a change here. Ooh.
Looks like the Forest View East Lincoln game is resumed. And we have East Lincoln 26, Forest View 20, so that game tightening up a little bit. It has resumed.
Some people actually picked Forest View in that game.
Well, Forest View's not bad.
I'm looking here.
Forest View's not bad.
I'm looking here at the Charlotte Observer, and there were 1, 2, 3 people picked Forest View, including Langston Wirtz.
And I was watching
and 2 people picked East Lincoln, Delano Little being one of those. So evidently people giving Forest View a little respect this year.
Well, if you've seen them on television where you can watch them on KTC when they're the game of the week, East Lincoln had a little bit of trouble slowing North Lincoln down. North Lincoln moved the ball.
But I think that's because North Lincoln's pretty good this year.
North Lincoln's not bad, but I'm saying that the East Lincoln, they've got all those athletes. They got the Valentine kid. They got the Surratt brothers, but they may be a little suspect on defense.
Terry.
Forest View score is 26-20. East Lincoln has punted to them again.
So Forest View with the ball back is what Terry's telling us. Down 6.
They can sling it too. 3:57
in the third quarter. So at least some of the games are getting back underway. Interested to see if the West Lincoln game gets back underway. They're going to make a decision by midnight, what the boss man says. So some of these games may get back underway. If they do, we'll let you know right away here on KTC.
But that Bessemer City Stuart Kramer, now we have called it a final.
A final, 28-0.
Final, 28-0. And Stuart Kramer, hold your head up. You know, you are playing basically with what would be the JVs, a varsity schedule.
They've got juniors. Last year was their first year, so they do have some juniors. It takes a while to build a football program, but in time, I'm sure there's plenty of talent to go around in Gaston County. They'll be good. Dennis, you said you have some polls to go over, so let's go ahead and talk about.
We're going to save the poll that counts. That's
the boss man's poll.
The boss man's poll. It is the boss poll, and there's a change there this week.
Kings Mountain, at the top of the poll.
You
I'm sorry, I just ruined it. I'm sorry, I didn't realize. I'm sorry, Dennis. I didn't realize you had a dramatic build up to this. But the paper.
I'm sorry, Calvin. I was trying to give you some props here, and Tom goes and takes my legs out. Crackback block on Tom's.
I'm sorry.
I'll just switch over. I'm not going to say anything about Andre until later, so you won't take away my glory.
Okay.
But let's go to the AP polls, okay, Tom? Let's go to the 2A polls. And the reason I go to the 2A polls is not to give anybody any slack or smack or anything like that. But they have changed this week because last week the number 1 ranked team was the Shelby Golden Lions. And Shelby, it's not all doom and gloom. You're still the number 3 team. So I'm thinking somebody's giving Shelby some respect here because you did lose to 3A.
They made
South Point.
They made some bad mistakes in that game. I really think they should have won the game, probably by 2 touchdowns. But they're kids. They'll make mistakes. Shelby be back. I think they're going to more than manhandle.
It ain't the end of the season, and it wasn't a conference game.
It wasn't a conference game.
But at number 5, the team we were just talking about with the Surratt boys, East Lincoln is number 5. And honorable mention, Maiden is it in there at honorable mention. Newton Conover, your boy up there, Beam, honorable mention. Bandy's honorable mention. So right there in that little conference, you got some pretty good teams.
There are some pretty good teams there. That Newton Conover team's pretty good. I'll just go ahead and tell you they're locked up with Newton. Newton Conover was locked up with Freedom 13-13. That game is tied.
Yeah.
Don't have any word of whether it's going to get back underway or it's going to be played on Monday. Terry might have told us. He'll remind me here in a second. But the Newton Conover team pretty good. The Freedom team pretty good. A lot of good 2A schools. I would say, Dennis, a lot of those 2A schools have 3A and 4A talent. So,
yeah.
I mean, that's
some of them actually have 3A and 4A student enrollments, but we won't get into
we
that.
Won't go into that. We
ADMs and all that other stuff. Let's talk about the 3A polls. And then we're talking about the entire state, small 3A, big 3A, the entire thing. I want to give a shout-out to Forest View. You were just talking about them. Honorable mention this week for the top 10.
Well, I've watched them against Kings Mountain, and I know Kings Mountain came out on top. Kings Mountain's good. But Forest View's no slouch. They can move the ball, play a little defense. They're a good team. I'm telling you, they're playing some good teams. When you play in Cleveland and Gaston County, there's very few layups on the schedule. Very few, as you say, Dennis, the Sisters of the Poor, which is one of your better ones.
Yeah.
we don't have too many of those around here.
And another honorable mention, North Lincoln.
And North Lincoln's been playing
Getting some
good
props.
ball. And Belinda Minnick listens to us every single week. Her husband's a defensive coordinator over there. At
Evidently,
North
it's working.
Lincoln.
Honorable mention.
She's always usually calls in and corrects me when I say something wrong about North Lincoln. She might not be listening tonight because North Lincoln was idle this week. But Belinda, if you're listening, I really appreciate you keeping me updated on North Lincoln and how they're doing, so our Lincoln County listeners can keep up with the Lincoln County schools. But North Lincoln, really no slouch this year. Gave East Lincoln a good game. They beat West Lincoln and Mac George. So North Lincoln, no slouch.
And now for the countdown. At number 13 this week, our one and only, our buddy, Greg Lloyd has the Kings Mountain Mountaineers in at number 13 and the entire state in this poll.
He's such a great football mind, in my opinion, offensive. I remember when he was down there at Crest, he was the offensive coordinator at one time at Crest. Just a very good football coach. I know a lot of people were on his back a little bit, but now I think he shut a lot of people up that were his critics. He's got that team playing well. Congratulations.
And as a
Lloyd.
player, he held the Crest record for interceptions at 5 for a long time until it was broken.
And I always I played scout team over there at Crest
Scout
High
team.
School.
I didn't know you were a scout.
We were the scout team, and somehow Greg Lloyd always was like, even though he was a starter and played both sides of the ball.
You were a punter.
I
or
was,
something.
but I played scout team defense, and I just can remember Coach Lloyd screaming at me the entire practice because I screwed up. So he was warming up for his coaching career, practicing on me in those scout team drills. But you could tell a coach was born there at Crest High School. Somebody who was
All
really,
right. At
really
number
desperate
12
to-
this week, Weddington. I was down in the Weddington area recently. That beautiful territory down there, by the way. Number 11, Eastern Alamance. Number 10, Fike. Number 9, the Statesville Greyhounds. And a few props to number 8, Freedom, a team that Burns played very well last week.
And ran
Tom.
out of gas in the fourth quarter. And Dan and Kevin, who called that game, Dan and Calvin. Sorry, got the boss man Calvin called that game and was saying that Burns seemed to wear out in the second half. It was hot, it was humid. The defense was out there a long time. Gave Freedom all they could handle, though.
And at number 7, Asheville. Number 6, Orange. Number 5, Concord. The Spiders are in there. These are some familiar names. Steve, I know, will recognize these. At number 4, Northern Guilford. Yeah. Number 3, Southern Durham. All right, down, Steve, down. Sit down. Number 2, Havelock. Yeah. Steve. And the number 1 team, the Crest Chargers, Tom, your alma mater.
They deserve it. They really deserve it. I was talking to Steven Churka, who you might remember.
Yeah, I sat with him at the Shelby game last week.
Tell me he talked to you. He's a member of the Horseshoe Club up there, big-time booster. Came and gave me the bad news and told me my air compressor was blown
but he'll cut you a deal. That's what's the name? Shelby Heating and Air?
Oh, no.
Steve Churka?
It's not Steve Churka Heating and Air. There's a name to his business. And, Steve, if you're listening to me,
he advertises on the Crest radio broadcast.
Text me and remind me of what the name is, and we'll get it here on the air.
And add double the bill when you get it, Tom.
He told me he's a member of the Horseshoe Club over there, and he's been watching some games. And, he's saying, Tom, I think this is the best team that Crest has had in a long, long time on both sides.
Well, there's been a debate raging about this defense. Is this defense better than, like, the 94 team defense?
It's so hard to it's so hard to compare.
Shamar Finney and some of those guys. I don't know that I compare. It's like, are movie stars today better than movie stars then? It's all in the period that you were in. Those guys, they're making a movie about that Charger group from back in 94.
Yeah, Shamar Finney and some other folks from that team were involved in making that film. And that team, I tell you what,
that's the Mike Stewart era.
They were pretty good. Yes.
And that was some pretty good football back then. But I think, the Brandon Spikes defense was not bad. The only thing they couldn't defend against was an ineligible player. And, I hate that.
That was too bad.
Getting pulled off the bus on your way to the – Steve, that's the only way one of those Greensboro schools could beat you is stop the bus and get off.
What a tragedy it was for those kids. But, rules
and I felt
rules.
sorry for the guys that were seniors. Can you imagine that, having to get off the bus, going – and the thing of it was, the team that they forfeited to went down and laid an egg, in the championship game, and they could have easily have beaten the Eastern opponent in that game and added yet another state championship, another tombstone out in the end zone over there for the Chargers. But anyway, that's the way that rocks. But congratulations to the Chargers. They had a little game this week against Drone. It was 35-0. Terry points out that was a called game. I don't know if it was a final. I don't know did they invoke the mercy rule on that?
No, I think they just agreed to end the game because of weather.
Let me Drum didn't have a prayer. So
let me slip this in real quick, Dennis. Another weather delay in the East Lincoln Forest View game. So it's East Lincoln 26, Forest View 20. I'm not sure who has the ball or how much time left. I'm pretty sure it's in the third quarter.
Terry will let us know.
Terry's on Twitter.
He's all on Twitter about
this. He is a Twitter guy, and he's got all these Twitter feeds up on his computer. So Terry will be able to tell us very shortly the exact situation in that ball game. As we know, the situation in the Burns game, Burns has the ball on the 18-yard line. Looks like they're threatening to score again, up 7-3. With 11:03 to go in the fourth quarter. And here's Terry to tell me. Terry?
Forest View has the ball at their 40.
Forest View has the ball on their 40-yard line. So we know Forest View's in possession of the ball, and we have a weather delay. Don't know if they're going to try to resume that game, but if they do, Terry will tell us, and we'll let you know here on KTC Broadcasting.
This is where you tune in to find out what's going on.
Trying to talk my mom. My mom's listening, Dennis. She's a big Crest Charger fan, as you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mom says she's been listening to the show. Talk to Mom.
Hey, Miss Senefani.
So, Mom, Dennis, his feelings are going to be hurt if you don't call in. So you need to call us, Mom, at 704-482-1390. Danny can't call. He's in Ohio. He's in Ohio watching the Ohio State.
I'm actually going to Ohio, not this week, but the next week.
For what?
I'd rather not talk about that.
Okay, we'd rather not talk about that. He prefers not to speak of personal matters on the air.
Hey. What can I say, Steve?
Family show.
It's no. If I'd have to tell you, I'd have to kill you.
You got a 4A poll over there, Dennis? I'm just curious. I haven't looked
4A?
it up.
No,
It's,
man, I don't mess with that 4A stuff.
That
Ain't nothing with them
4A stuff?
Charlotte Mecklenburg schools, and they play one another. But
Well, if you-
Butler, I believe, is number one.
Before you go to the 4A, can I do a break, pay some bills?
Yeah, they pay the bills.
Can you?
Thank
Go
you.
ahead. I want to
Cash
stay
or
on the
check,
air. Go
Steve?
ahead.
On cash, of course.
Of course, man. We'll be right back after a word from Steve and all our sponsors.
Right now from the Ronaldo Auto Mall Postgame Show.
Calvin Hastings here again for Renato Kia in Shelby. Now for a limited time, you can get 0% financing for up to 60 months on select Kia models. That's right, get 0% financing for up to 60 months with approved credit. Come on in and see Renato Kia for all the details, but hurry, the offer ends soon. Call 704-406-8100 or shop online at RenatoKia.com. Renato Kia, 4425 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. 0% financing for up to 60 months with approved credit. ENT Carolina. It's the 90th annual Cleveland County Fair, September 25th through October 5th. Make plans now to be there. On the Midway, it's pig racing, Leon Jacobs, Hack Monsters chainsaw demonstration, the Tumbleweed Crossing Wild West show, and on the grandstand, it's the Demolition Derby and much more. So join us for the fun, the 90th annual Cleveland County Fair, September 25th through October 5th. The Cleveland County Fair at the Cleveland County Fairgrounds. Since 1986, Witherspoon Insurance Agency in Shelby has been serving families across Shelby and Cleveland County. And today, Wayne Witherspoon continues the tradition of bringing you the best insurance at the best possible price with names like the Hartford, Safeco, Progressive, National General Insurance, and Travelers. Drop by their office at 125 North Lafayette Street in Shelby and talk with one of their friendly hometown agents. Witherspoon Insurance Agency, your independent insurance agency since 1986.
Check out the new storage buildings at the Roundup store in Shelby. Come see the new vinyl siding storage building and the new T111 wood siding buildings. The Roundup wooden storage buildings are built to last, and check out their line of beautiful kitchen cabinets too. Make your dream kitchen a reality. The Roundup store, 1610 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, open 8:30 to 5:30 Monday through Friday, 8:30 till noon on Saturday. Online at roundupstoreshelby.com.
When it comes to auto parts, see the girls at Standridge Auto Parts in Shelby. They offer a variety of domestic and foreign used auto parts and truck parts, and they can ship right to your door. See them for all of your automotive needs, and they buy junk cars. Get cash right on the spot. And held over the Interstate Battery Sale. Get your Interstate battery for just $45 with your exchange, and they come with a 1-year warranty. Pay with PayPal, Visa, MasterCard, and Discover. Standridge Auto Parts, 1521 Sulphur Springs Road in Shelby, serving this area since 1972. Calvin Hastings here again for Renato Kia in Shelby. Now for a limited time, you can get 0% financing for up to 60 months on select Kia models. That's right, get 0% financing for up to 60 months with approved credit. Come on in and see Renato Kia for all the details, but hurry, the offer ends soon. Call 704-406-8100 or shop online at RenatoKia.com. Renato Kia, 4425 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. 0% financing for up to 60 months with approved credit. Your sports leader is Big O Country, 1390 AM WHS in Shelby, 1590 AM WCSL, Cherryville, Gastonia, 1050 AM WLON Lincoln, and online at KTCBroadcasting.com.
Oh, your boy.
Michael, are you on the air?
Hi.
Hi, Michael. Thanks for calling into the Ronaldo Auto Mall post-game show. Michael, did you make it out to the Burns game tonight?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so tell me what you thought. Are the Bulldogs improving? In what ways are they improving? Tell us about what you saw.
Those Bulldogs done real good tonight.
Specifically, the quarterback play. We know we got the young kid. His name escapes me right now. The young sophomore quarterback for Burns. That it seems like his play is improving every week, and in the second half, it looked like the offense is getting a little, starting to get in gear. I know they've got Tate running the ball a little bit up the middle. It seems like that's helping take a little pressure off the quarterback. Tell us about what you think about the Burns High offense.
The offense is going real good.
It seems like the defense has played well all year long, however.
Yeah.
Okay, it seemed like that number 2 for Chase, their little quarterback. I don't know if you caught any of it, Dennis, on KTC, but
If I were going to catch it, that'd be a place I'd look at.
yeah, I mean, he looked a bit elusive, but Burns had him bottled up pretty well, didn't they,
You
Michael?
got a pretty good
Yeah.
defense up there.
Yeah.
I was up there running. Some of their players got injured tonight.
Who got it? On Chase or Burns?
Chase.
Okay, so some of their starters went out
Yeah.
with serious injuries?
They just there's about 1 or 2 of them got injured.
Okay.
Really?
Are you going back to the game on Monday?
Yeah.
Okay, well, see, you're getting 2 for 1. You're getting football, Burns football twice.
Oh, hey, Tommy, we got something
You're getting
going
Burns
on the
football
board
twice
here.
this
West
week.
Iredale and Bunker Hill. Hold
Okay,
on,
hold
Michael.
on, Michael. We got to update the score.
Bunker Hill 40, West Iredale, 68.
And that's,
Terry,
not,
Terry.
that's not a basketball score.
Terry.
Yeah.
And still hadn't won a game. 160 points and still hadn't won a game? They need some defensive coordinator.
bad.
That is bad, Mike.
And West Iredale stopped a 21-game losing streak and scored 68 points.
I
Well, that's
think
the way to stop it.
There
isn't it?
may be
It's like lightning tonight, Terry. Oh, never mind.
There may be an opening for defensive coordinator at Bunker Hill High School. But
Quit shaking
Michael,
your head, Steve.
Michael, thank you for calling in.
You know you liked it.
Go to the game Monday. Tell us what you think. Make sure you call us next week. And then, Michael, you get to tell us about 2 ball games. You get to tell us about the end of the Chase Burns game. And then you get to tell us about the Kings Mountain Burns game.
That's shaping up
going
to
be
be a
played
game.
down there at John Campbell Stadium next week.
That's shaping
okay?
up to be a good game. And if you're the quarterback at Burns, go by Mr. Centofanti's room this week and introduce yourself.
Introduce you. He's a sophomore. He's not my. I usually teach a lot of sophomores.
Yeah.
And usually I know all of them, but I've been watching
You
this
don't
kid.
lower
I
yourself
don't
to the
see
sophomoric
him.
level.
What's that?
You don't lower yourself down to the sophomore level. All you AP upper class folks.
I just told you.
I say, young man, in a couple of years, if you show scholarly attitude, you may be in Mr. Centofanti's class.
Michael, don't pay any attention to Dennis. Send that kid by my room so we can get him on the radio. Maybe we can get him to call in. Okay?
Yeah. Hey, if you're the Burns quarterback, call in and I'll introduce you to Mr. Centofanti over here.
Is Michael still there?
No, he's gone.
Okay, Michael's gone. Thank you, Michael.
It's past his bedtime.
For calling in. And if you want to call
Steve
in,
Degree. All
Steve
right.
Degree is on there. Go ahead, Steve.
What's going on, fellas?
How you
Hey,
doing,
Steve. What happened over at Pearly Allen Field tonight, Steve? I know you guys about halfway through a first quarter, and then boom. What happened over there? Did the bottom fall out?
Yeah, Mother Nature took over, started lightning, and was in the area. And as you know, every time the lightning strikes,
30 minutes
before the game can start back.
Well, I know you're playing.
Postpone the game to Monday at 7:30.
It's Monday at 7:30. So Monday Night Football at Pearly Allen Field. Steve, also while I got you on the line here, tell me about the Shelby Middle School Blue Devils this week.
Well, do I really got to? We had a pretty tough game with. We played Kings Mountain Middle, who's they got the coaching staff is a real good coaching staff. They came to play, and we had a real hard-fought game. We won 12-6.
Oh, Shelby won it 12-6.
Yeah, but we had a lot of turnovers, and they laid the ball down, and it was just a hard-fought rivalry game. And
Slobber knocker.
That showed our kids that they're not good as they think they are. They need to work a little harder.
Well, that's
so this week went back to the bases, tackling and trying to get the backs to hold onto the ball and trying to get our guys to block the right person.
Well, Steve, I was looking at the 3A poll earlier, and you guys were, of course, 2A poll, and you guys were number 1 last week, but the Shelby Golden Lions are holding in there. A lot of respect for the Lions because you only fell to number 3 in the 2A poll, and I think what everybody realizes is what you and I both know. Shelby gets better as the year goes on, and come playoff time, it could very well be that the defending state 2A champions are going to be right back there defending their title again. In the meantime, like you said, you got to get back to the basics, work on tackling, running, and that attitude. That was the thing that surprised me last week, Steve. Uncharacteristic. I saw some mental breakdown on the lines. I think the coaching staff is quite capable of addressing that, and I think the players are quite capable of responding to the coaching that they got this week. And the score indicates it's 7-0 at this time. Steve, what did you see in that game tonight that impressed you about this week's line versus last week's lines?
Well, right off the bat, we took the ball and got a couple of penalties, and we had to overcome the penalties, and we scored on the first possession. But what I was impressed with, our defense, we was gang tackling tonight.
Gang tackling, yeah.
It was just one to the ball. All the guys were trying to get to the football, and
well, early on, I think that was the thing that impressed me about Shelby was your overall team speed and the fact that you guys swarmed to the ball. I really didn't see that last week against South Point, and I think that's what happened. You guys were, particularly with that South Point offense, you won't see it again, but you guys were missing the read on that, and you were tackling the guy, but it wasn't the guy with the ball.
Yeah, like you said, triple option is hard to defend. Got to get all three phases. But I just want to say one thing. Number 24, Buck Ushery, played tonight. He lost his father last week. I
saw
talked to him before the game, and I commend Buck for, coming on the play tonight.
Yeah.
And God fixed it. He scored the touchdown tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I saw him look up to the sky.
Yeah.
Now I know that was mentally on Buck, but
emotional moment for him, I'm sure.
And I was, that's it sort of touched me a little bit too. But Buck said he got it. He said everything gonna be all right. So I just want to, if he's listening, I just want to give him a shout out.
Well, Buck, you have our sympathy. I lost my dad when I was just a sophomore in high school, so I know where you're coming from, son. Hang in there.
And the one thing I want to say too, the problem right now we're having with our offensive line, all the guys are young, like I say, but Coach Will Banks and those guys are doing a great job with the offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to find him, the five is going to play together and get some reps. So tonight, he's trying the combinations to find. He's going to let all the linemen play.
Yeah.
And out of that, get you five, and just rep them until they learn all the plays. So
give them an opportunity, let them sort it out themselves, and pick the five that want to be there.
Yeah, because nobody wants to play offensive line. There's no glory in offensive line, but they the one pull the wagon. Offensive line, there's not going to be a team.
It don't matter how good your quarterback is and how fast your receivers are and how good your running backs are. If you don't have some blocking up front, you ain't going nowhere. Excuse my French there, but you ain't going nowhere. Yeah. You got to get the meat up front.
We'll try it again Monday at 7:30, and I think it was like maybe 5:51 left in the first quarter, and I think Shelby had the ball.
I'm trying to look up here on the board.
Monday at 7:30 and
Monday 7:30, first quarter. So you guys basically got most of the game to play, and the hard part of that is it leaves you a short week towards the following Friday night.
I think we got East Burke next week.
Let me look here, and I'll tell you, Steve. Let me grab my.
This one I know it's an away game. Whoever we got.
Yeah, I got the schedule here, the KTC broadcasting schedule, and I'm looking over here at Jeff and everything, and you got the Chase Trojans at Chase.
Right. I know it was a away game. So.
And Steve, I don't think the streak is in jeopardy, but I believe you can double up on RS and Chase this week and get two Rutherford County wins. The one I think you should be worried about up there is on the October 10th, and that's the East Rutherford Cavaliers.
Well, we ain't thinking about them yet. We're thinking about finishing off
one at a time.
With RS and another thing, Shannon Allen, who coached at Shelby, now coaching at RS.
Yeah, he is, and
I asked him how did it feel to be down on the field with the RS stuff on. Said it feels a little strange, but you got to do what you got to do.
Well, a man's got to do what a man's got to do. You got to put food on the table and shelter over the heads and clothes on the kids, and so he's up there coaching at RS, and I know he was looking at some opportunities around the area, and you got to take what's open sometimes. That don't mean his heart's not still aligned, but it means his paycheck is being a hilltopper.
I told him I went through the same thing when I coached a couple of years at East Rutherford.
Yeah.
They was paying me, but I still was a golden lion in my heart.
Once a line, always a line, I hear.
Yep, I got that coach from Coach Pearlie Allen.
Yep.
Once a golden line, always a golden line.
There you go. Well, Steve, we appreciate you calling in, and I'd say call us Monday night, but we're not going to be here. But the game will be here. Game will be here on KTC Broadcasting, 1390. Tune in, all you Shelby Golden Line fans, if you don't get out to the game, and you can listen to the results right here on KTC Broadcasting. WOHS 1390 on your dial.
And Dennis, I just saw on Facebook from Matt Beam's wife, Ashley Beam, who's obviously at the game, has just posted.
You Facebook friends with her?
Of course.
Does Matt know that?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course. It's cool.
I didn't want
It's
to start no
Facebook.
rumors. Or
It's
nothing.
Facebook, Dennis.
Wait a minute. The other coach's wife you're friends with, does she know you're friends with? Never mind.
Okay. Anyway, she has said that the game has been canceled.
Canceled?
13-13, and the game was canceled. So
Wait a minute,
I posted a message to see if the game is going to be completed. I'm trying to get word of whether it's going to be completed. She just said the game was canceled and did not mention a makeup. So 13-13.
Well, is that a conference game?
I don't know, but it just seems it's not that far. Why would they not finish this game? So that's interesting to me. If anybody knows, call us here, 704-482-1390.
That would be a conference game.
I'm not sure, Dennis. I don't know.
Chase and Burns?
No. Not Chase and Burns. Newton Conover and Freedom.
Freedom.
Yeah,
well,
Newton Conover and Freedom. 13.
Yeah, it's a rivalry game, but it's not a conference game.
I don't see how. I'm going to see if I've got the update. It might have come through here on the phone. Let's see. Nope.
Call one of the coaches' wives and find out, Tommy.
Yeah, let me go ahead and do that real quick, Dennis. I'm not sure if anybody knows what's going on there at Newton Conover. And please, you may disregard the comments of Dennis Davis on this program. So call us here at 482-1390.
We love you, Tommy.
And pizza's here. Very good.
Pizza?
Dennis,
Pizza.
Eat some pizza so you quit talking so much.
Hey, I'm not Lewis.
Okay.
Oh, look, the man with the
pizza's
plan.
Here. The pizza's here.
Kevin,
the boss
come
man
on
is
down.
here. Kevin, have you heard anything about that Newton Conover Freedom game? No, Kevin.
How's it canceled, Kevin? Why did it cancel? Okay. Hey.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I just got a note. Somebody has commented on the thread that Monday is the makeup for Newton Conover.
Andre in the house. At the pizza comes, Andre comes. Is there any sort of coalition here? That Andre comes about the time the pizza comes. Uh-oh. And the radio goes off the air when Andre comes in the room.
We have
brownies. Brownies? You got
brownies.
You the man, Kevin. You the man.
Yeah, well, a
All
man's
right.
heart is through his stomach. So
Papa John brownies.
Is Andre going to come here and defend his picks?
Andre.
He walked in. And
Andre,
then he
we got a
walked
mic
out.
with your name on it over here, son.
Come on, Andre, I
Haul
got
it
your
in
seat.
here. We got to do the Andre.
You got to get roasted
portion
by,
of the
you
show.
got to get roasted by Dennis Davis, man.
Oh,
You
man.
gotta- he's not. He's saying no. He's saying.
I'm
no.
not roasting you, Andre. I might broil you, but I ain't going to roast you.
Well, if any. Oh, I've got a message here online. We've got people texting in and calling in and tell us about the games.
Oh, please.
Please call us at 704-482-1390. Steve Roberts, could you give him the link at the number as well? Do you have that link at the number, Steve?
Yes, I do. From Lincoln County, the number is 704-735-8071. That's in Lincoln County. If you're in Gaston, it's 704-435-3297.
That's some good pizza right there.
Any of those numbers will work.
Yeah.
So no matter where you are, if one is busy, try the other. 735, did you say 8071?
That's right. Yes.
735-8071. If you guys are in Lincoln County, or really, if you're in Shelby and the Shelby line's busy, try the Lincoln County. Thanks to Time Warner Cable and cell phones, there's really no such thing as long distance anymore, is there, Steve? So,
No.
So give us a call and let us know what you saw, what you know. On a night like this, we've got so many games canceled, makeups, and everything's everywhere. Any information you can give us, we'd appreciate here on the Ronaldo Auto Mall.
We'd love to
Postgame
talk
Show.
to you, Steve. Got
We
a
have a
caller?
caller. Go ahead.
All right, caller. Who we got?
Hey, this is Paul.
Hey, Paul. Paul, go right ahead and tell us what's on your mind tonight.
Well, let me first of all say, Dennis Davis, anytime I see you out in public, you've always got a fine-looking lady on your side. You're always watching some good football. You're the kind of guy people need to be listening to on a Friday night.
Well, thank you, my man. And Donna Jo thanks you. She is a sweetie, isn't she?
Yeah, I think you're doing all right these days. Good job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, listen, we had a chance to be up at the Burns and Chase game. We had a chance to see Calvin and Dan up there tonight, and we were so close to seeing that thing wrap up, and then all heck broke loose as they started the fourth quarter. So it's another one of those moved to Monday night. But, yeah, I was kind of surprised that game was so tight. I kind of felt like Burns might be able to put more points up on the board, and instead, Chase defense hung in there for a long time tonight.
Well, tell me, Paul, you get to see all the games because you guys do a game of the week, and I know that gives you an opportunity to compare teams a little bit. Compare this Burns team because we haven't heard a lot from them. I know they got off to a little bit of a rocky start, but you saw them tonight. How did they look as a team? Are they improving? Can they be competitive in the SMAC? What's your thoughts on that, Paul?
I do think they're improving. This is the first time we had a chance to see them so far this season. There's still some things to work on. I mean, there was a couple of times when Barbie threw a pass right into the hands of one time he overthrew Zach Leslie when he was open. Another time he hit one of the taller receivers. I can't recall that young man's name right now, but that receiver was wide open, and he just let the ball go right in and out of the palm of his hand. So, there's still little things that they've got to do better, and the coach made reference to that at halftime. He was telling some of the media members that it's just the little things. You got to wrap up people. We got to, hang on to the football. And so they've still got some things to improve on, but they're certainly the defense seems to be ahead of the offense, and I guess that's another indication of that in a tight 7-3 ball game tonight.
Well, listen, we appreciate your input and expert commentary because you've done it all from for many years, championship games. You've followed a lot of teams. You've seen a lot of football. Paul knows football, people. Paul knows football. He's part of the great Foster clan that you hear right here on KTC Broadcasting. He is the black sheep of the family. He's over on another network, but we still love him.
Well,
you're still in the,
you're still in the wheel. But y'all keep up the good work, and
we appreciate you calling in. And say hello to Chris Norman for us. He should know a little something about football. Just sort of bring him along slowly. He's still learning the game, and if you'll help him over the rough spots, I think you'll be okay.
All right, I'll do it. You got it.
Thank you, Paul. Appreciate you calling in, my man. All right, Tommy. It's good. It's good. We got people calling in tonight and spending some time with us here at the
we actually had somebody from the Burns High School student section call. We need to get some Crest students to call in, Dennis.
Sure.
Get to work over there.
Well, it's the Ronaldo Auto Mall postgame show, and you folks over at Crest, I know you're on your way back from Drone and the flood up there. You won 35-0 tonight. So call. All right, we got a caller.
Dennis, how's it going, man?
Hey, great.
I guess the fact is, they always wondered who was the fifth Beatle. I guess I'll always be known as the fourth Foster. Heard Paul calling in, been doing the game tonight with Tim and Andy, so I figured I'd give you guys a call too.
Robbie, you'll always be known as the fourth Foster.
So I tell you what, guys, what a crazy night it's been. I mean, it's just, these games getting moved to Monday, and I tell you, the weather on us got bad up in Valdez tonight. The weather got bad, and the ball game got bad for the Drone Wildcats. I mean, it was kind of about what you'd expect in a game, and one team, the number one team in the state, and the other squads right now just trying to find their way. I think Crest held Drone to minus 22 yards of offense. Drone did not have a first down in the time they played. Just one of those kind of nights. Crest came out, took care of business. We were on the verge, I think, of seeing our first mercy rule call. Crest had got it 35-0, about 3 minutes to go, and was fixed to get the ball back, and I think had scored on on their first however many possessions that was. Just kind of what you'd expect tonight.
Yeah. Well, Robbie, I'm just concerned. Did they let you stay in the press box with them, or did they make you like the redheaded stepchild, go down on the side of the road and
Dennis,
stand there.
I was down on the field when luckily we had a big strike of lightning before anything else happened, and that's when they cleared the stadium. And luckily, I was able to get from the sidelines to up to that cushy press box where they get to hang out. But I was able to get up there and join them. And like I said, we was there for a little bit, and I think the right decision was made to go ahead and call the game. If you'd have tried to replay it, Crest would more than likely had scored again with 3 minutes to go, so the mercy rule would go into effect on a Monday night, and so you basically drive, for 15 minutes of football. So, a good choice was made there, and hopefully everybody got back safe coming back through Falston and that area. It was getting pretty hairy with the weather, so hopefully everybody was safe tonight and everything. And I tell you, Dennis, I want to say big congratulations to Kings Mountain.
Oh, yeah.
And that victory tonight. You remember last year, guys, when they lost that game to East Rutherford, the next week they had that heartbreaking loss to Burns and then just was not able to win another conference game the rest of the year. So another positive step for this Kings Mountain program.
Oh, yeah, and they are, if you heard me earlier, in the top ratings of the AP 3A, they're the number 13 team now.
Well, I will say, for the folks that listen to the Chris broadcast, we have a poll called the Rock Solid 11.
Yeah.
And for the first time in a while, Kings Mountain has cracked that poll as well. I think they came in at number 10 this week.
Mm-hmm.
We like to say, a lot of people talk about their crack staff for their polls. Well, we have a staff on crack that puts our poll together. So they work hard to put that poll together. The Kings Mountain cracked that one this week as well. And and it's good for those kids. You think about the stuff they went through last year with the injuries. And off the field, and it just felt like every week it was something else for those guys. And I tell you guys, Shelby's got a lot to focus on. Crest has got a lot to focus on. They better make sure they're both focusing on the Mountaineers because they're going to be awfully tough.
And, Robbie, we heard a little something out of East Rutherford tonight, too, up there. That could be trouble for some team down the road. If they're taking East Rutherford lightly, they could give them a little game there.
Yeah, Dennis, you're right. You talk to coaches, and they'll tell you when you go to things like 7-on-7s and camps, and you watch East Rutherford kids get off the bus, and you watch them on the field, and you're standing there looking and think, man, they've got athletes all over the place.
Yeah.
And then for whatever reason, it hasn't translated to victories on the football field. The scary thing with that program is once they realize they can play with other teams and once they realize they can beat teams, then they become really dangerous.
Well, if East Rutherford would just change their address from Forest City to Mooresboro,
right,
they would probably win at least 4 more games in that conference.
You may be right there, Dennis. You may be right. And once again, we've talked about this Burns program. Hey, stay with them.
Yeah.
Chance to pull out a victory. If they can finish this thing off against Chase, you can get that win. Seeing Jerome tonight, there's no reason why Burns couldn't win that game. East Burke the same thing. Then you win a game against some other schools. Your East Rutherford. You can take care of that. Maybe an RS Central. Sneak in one against your county teams. Hey, you're looking at a playoff berth, and who would have thought that? The way people felt like the sky was falling when the year started.
Well, you look at East Rutherford, you look at Shelby. Okay, let's say Shelby does win the 2A division there. Mm-hmm. East Rutherford comes in second. They're in the playoffs.
Absolutely.
They could be dangerous down the road for somebody.
Absolutely.
And, we're looking at the 3A. I'm looking at Crest, Kings Mountain now. Playoff. Can we say playoffs?
I tell you what, I think it's definitely, if you're Kings Mountain, you don't want to look too far down the road, but I think those opportunities are there if the kids just execute and do what their coaches ask them to do.
Well, before you go, Robbie, the Detroit Lions and the Carolina Panthers this weekend. I want to get your thoughts on it. What you thinking, man?
That the talk is D'Angelo Williams may not be playing.
Really?
Who matches up on that defense with Megatron? I think the front four for Detroit's going to put a lot of pressure on Cam.
Yeah.
But I got I'm going to give him credit. I really thought with Cam not playing last week that they were going to go to that game and lose to Tampa. They were able, they grind out a win. That defense continues to play well, so you can't count them out. But once again, there are some issues that they're going to have to address on Sunday.
Well, you've heard the old Johnny Cash record about a boy named Sue. Detroit's got a man named Sue.
That's exactly right.
And
exactly right.
They've got the secret ingredient, as Steve Degree would say. they've got 2 Golden Lions coaching up there. They've got Jim Washburn, an old friend of mine, who's a line coach up there, and his son, who played at Arkansas for him, is also up there coaching, I believe, one of the others, the offense or defensive line. So you've got 2 Shelby High Golden Lions at one time coming into Panther Stadium, and you can't ever count out them Golden Lions along with them Detroit Lions. I think the odds makers and the people in the paper have actually picked Detroit in that one. So
I think so.
I'm hoping Cam and the Panthers can pull that one out. That's an important game for them.
But the good thing is too for the Panthers guys, when you look across the rest of the NFC, there are some ugly football teams, and my favorite team resides in the NFC East, and that's Philadelphia Eagles. And there are some bad football teams in the NFC East this year.
Well, I'm talking about.
Don't say that too loud. Kevin Hastings is in the studio.
Hey, listen.
Kevin, I think Kevin's going to have to realize this year too. There are some
Kevin Romo is here.
bad football teams in the NFC East this year.
But Marty Bradley is real happy with his Falcons right now because they're tied for first place.
He's a happy man.
He's a happy man. Probably discounts all week over there at Bradley's Sporting Goods.
I don't know if I'd go that far yet.
No, that's Marty. He's not going to do that. Full price.
All right, guys. Well, I'll get off of here. You're doing a great job. I'll talk to you later.
Thank you, Robbie.
Looks like it's
all
time
right, see you now.
Thank you. It looks like it's time for a break on the Ronaldo.
I'm ready for a break. Steve, take it away. Pay some bills.
Eat some pizza.
Calvin Hastings here again for Renato Kia in Shelby. Now for a limited time, you can get 0% financing for up to 60 months on select Kia models. That's right, get 0% financing for up to 60 months with approved credit. Come on in and see Renato Kia for all the details. But hurry, the offer ends soon. Call 704-406-8100 or shop online at RenatoKia.com. Renato Kia, 4425 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. 0% financing for up to 60 months with approved credit.
Appear nicer than those which come from Mark Dedman's Carolina trophies. Their guarantee is not just a guarantee, but a promise for courteous service, the absolute lowest price, quality products, on-time delivery, and most of all, your satisfaction. Awards for all occasions plus rubber stamps and engraving. That's Mark Dedman's Carolina trophies in Shelby.
The easiest way home is with Homestar Financial Corporation in Shelby. Bob Webb invites you to come in and talk with one of their financial specialists about your new home, from conventional loans to FHA to VA and to USDA. And all loan programs are available to qualified buyers. Homestar Financial manages the entire mortgage process with outstanding customer service that produces a high level of customer satisfaction. Find out more today. Visit Homestar Financial Corporation, 306 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, or call 704-482-2588.
Baseball players rely on lots of coaches. First base, third base, pitching, and catching. But when it comes to insurance, you only need one coach, an Allstate agent. They'll help you with your insurance game plan. Plus, Allstate agents can bundle your coverage for your car, apartment, boat, motorcycle, and more. So you've got all your bases covered. Are you in good hands?
Your local Allstate agency is the Chris McDaniel Allstate Insurance Agency, 404 Cherryville Road, crossing the YMCA in Shelby. Call 704-484-3463.
Inlow Mortuary is in its 90th year providing sympathetic, efficient services to the families of the Shelby area. Inlow's is committed to these families to make sure their arrangements are handled in the most professional, caring way. The folks at Inlow's believe the quality of their service, personal touch, and the little things they do add up to the family's satisfaction. Inlow's staff is available anytime to assist you in any way they can. Inlow Mortuary, 231 North Lafayette Street in Shelby.
Calvin Hastings here again for Renato Kia in Shelby. Now for a limited time, you can get 0% financing for up to 60 months on select Kia models. That's right, get 0% financing for up to 60 months with approved credit. Come on in and see Renato Kia for all the details. But hurry, the offer ends soon. Call 704-406-8100 or shop online at RenatoKia.com. Renato Kia, 4425 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. 0% financing for up to 60 months with approved credit. Your sports leader is Big O Country, 1390 AM WOHS in Shelby, 1590 AM WCSL, Cherryville, Gastonia, 1050 AM WLON Lincoln, and online at ktcbroadcasting.com.
And welcome back to the Ronaldo Auto Mall postgame show. I'm Dennis Davis along with Tom Senafani. We got producer Kevin Hastings over there. Steve Roberts in the booth. He makes the things go. And Terry Reinhardt in there getting all the scores. And, folks, I tell you what, Terry's earning his money tonight because he's working hard. And I tell you what, Tom, if they want to see some football, tell them where they can actually see a game.
They go on to KTC. West Lincoln, I've been told, West Lincoln is going to try to get back underway in their game with Fred T. Ford. You talk about earning some money. How about the officials and administrators over there?
They don't get
West
time
Lincoln,
and a half, do they?
at West Lincoln High School, and the police and everybody else has got to be involved in an athletic contest.
Mm-hmm.
They deserve a pat on the back for being good sports and sticking it out. But you can catch that game on WLON 1050, and you can catch it on KTC. Fred T. Ford currently doubling up West Lincoln. Fred T. Ford 28, West Lincoln 14. The game was delayed at the half. The second half, I'm told they're going to try to get this underway. Check it out on KTC.
15 minutes, Kevin tells us. They're going to put 15 minutes on the clock and play the 15 minutes, winner take all.
So one more quarter. We got a caller, Steve? Go ahead, caller.
Joel.
Hey, it's Joe, Kings Mountain fan.
Tell us about that game. Kings Mountain, we saw, was behind. Thought East Rutherford might steal one from you. What happened?
Well, right off the bat, we got first possession. We fumbled right off the bat. But East Rutherford, I got to give it to them, boy. They got some speed at the backfield. They got one but we just right off the bat we fumbled and they took advantage of it and jumped on us 7-0. But they got some speed.
What do they do especially well? I haven't seen a lot of them. Seen a lot of the other teams, a lot of the Lincoln County and Cleveland County teams. Haven't seen much of the Rutherford County teams. What is it that East Rutherford does well? Why are they so competitive this year?
Well, their offensive line, they got some big boys on the front line, and they got the two main backs, feature back, they got one can just flat out run with speed. And they're like in a T-wing kind of like, but
so they don't throw the ball a whole lot.
No, they barely threw maybe I'll say at least 6 up to at least 7 passes.
Okay, so they're just running the old school option, sort of look like the Oklahomas and Texas of decades gone by.
Yeah, they were just mainly running the ball tonight, but it worked for them though, But Kings Mountain just finally settled down. We gave the ball away 4 times tonight.
Well, if you turn the ball over 4 times and you still win, that's amazing. So,
yeah, it turned out to be a good ball game. Kings Mountain is doing something they hadn't done in a while. They're winning in the fourth quarter because that's where we took over. And our bread and butter, Darren McClain, he took over in the fourth and just ran it out for us. And Brandon Bell did what he had to do, just win on his feet too, because he scored in the fourth quarter to get us on top.
Well, I'm telling you what, Greg Lloyd has got the boys playing well down there, and there was a lot of people maybe that doubted him after a rough year last year. But I tell you what, I think he silenced a lot of his critics.
Yeah, I'm just glad they regrouped this year, and even the new guys on this team, they're getting together, because that, even though like East Rutherford, they scored 2 big long runs, like just right off the bat in the second half. Since they got the ball first, they ran like almost like a 35-yard run, just one play. Now they're feature back. Then they got another running back. He's the bruising back. He was just flat out run you over. You don't wrap him up. He's just flat out run you over.
Well,
then other guys, they were stepping it up, but Kings Mountain just finally settled down. Then we finally just once we tied it back up, and then we took over. Well, it was going back and forth, and then Darren McLean finished it off with some good running at the end.
It's going to be fun next week. I think we've got the Burns Bulldogs coming down to John Gamble Stadium.
Yeah, this time we do, because I had it wrong last week.
Yeah, that's okay. It's going to be an interesting inter-county rivalry there. Burns starting to get itself together a little bit. Kings Mountain roaring to a 4-0 start. So I know you guys are looking to stay perfect, and Burns looking for that signature win for their first year coach. So it's going to be fun down there in Kings Mountain next week.
But I'll tell you what, we can't give it four times against Burns. I know they'll take advantage of it.
Well, as a Burns guy, I kind of hope y'all do, but I understand from your perspective that you don't want to see that again next week, and I'm sure Coach Lloyd's got some practice involved to prevent that from happening.
Well, like Greed said earlier, we're going to go back to basic next week.
Well, Joel, how's the rugby team doing this year?
They're doing good. I took time off this year because I'm spending time with my girls because they're doing cheerleading this year on Saturday. So that's my Saturday.
Okay.
And
well, go watch the girls.
I'm taking time off.
Well, make sure you call us next week. Let us know how that Kings Mountain Burns game comes out from your perspective. And as always, Joel, we appreciate you calling in and representing Kings Mountain.
Thank you, and I'm definitely looking forward to next Friday night.
Thank you, Joel. Thank you,
Ladies
Dennis.
and gentlemen.
Who's in the
And now for our feature of the week, we have with us the one, the only, the Colossus of the South is with us here tonight. As Howard Cosell would say, the one, the only, the man, the legend, Andre S. Bush is in the house. Andre?
Yes, I'm here. Hi, everybody.
Good to see you, my man. And as always, you fearlessly pick some of these games before they're even played. Yeah. Unlike some of our folks who predict them after they've been played, you actually put it in black and white before the game is ever played. And we're just going to run down through some, and the schedule's messed up tonight, Andre. So we're not even going to keep score tonight.
Okay.
We're not. You got a freebie tonight, my man.
Who's keeping score? It's looking pretty good.
Yeah, it's looking pretty. Well, if you want to keep score, we'll keep score.
Hey, we can keep score. It's looking good.
All right. Let's look at Fred T. Ford versus West Lincoln, and over here on the board, what are you seeing over there for Fred T. Ford and West Lincoln?
Let's see here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, down here it is. 28-14 at the half, and they're resuming, I think, by midnight or what? We don't know.
Yeah, I think they have till midnight to decide, but hopefully they do play so West Lincoln can come back and win that game.
Yeah, because you picked West Lincoln in that one. I hope.
Yeah, I hope they let that one go through.
At least you'll have a prayer in that one. And you got Stuart Kramer Storm at Bessemer City. Sir, I give you all the props that you got. You picked Bessemer City over Stuart Kramer, and what have we got right here? 28-0. You the man. Yeah. You the man. All right.
It's looking good this week.
Cherryville Ironman at Northwestern Wildcats, and you had Cherryville in that game?
Yeah, and I was actually at that game.
Okay.
Delay too.
And what is going on with that game? Let's update them here. Cherryville and Northwestern, it's 7-6.
Yeah, so they missed
at
the extra
half,
point.
and they're going to play Monday at 7:30. You still got a prayer in that one, hadn't you, brother?
Oh, I'm looking good in that one.
You're looking good now.
I'm looking good in that one.
Chase Trojans at Burns Bulldogs. You went with the Bulldogs just because you know Tom Centofanti.
Nah,
okay. No?
No, that ain't why I went with him. Because week by week, Burns been getting better. And this right here will be a good game for them to win, a good chance to win, too. So
they're playing on a level field right now.
And they're playing at home.
Okay. All right, and the score in that one right now, we're looking at Burns and Chase. It's 7-3 Burns, 11:03 to go. Monday, 7 p.m., show up at Ron Green Stadium and see the conclusion of that one. Will Andre pull out the win of the Burns Bulldogs over the Chase Trojans? All right, RS Central Hilltoppers at Shelby Golden Lions. Here again, we got to go to Monday night because the story on that one is RS 0, Shelby 7. They've only played in the first quarter just a few minutes. There's about 5 minutes remaining, Steve DeGree says. Monday at 7:30, Pearlie Allen Field. Go over there. Andre, you got a shot at this one too, man. You're looking good.
It's looking real good.
Looking good.
Might be perfect.
And Andre, I don't know what kind of crystal ball you've got. Maybe I need to check with you on some stock picks or something. I don't know how you do it, man, but you picked the Crest Chargers over Drone Wildcats tonight. Man, what insight into the game.
It was a
why
coin
did you do
flip.
that?
Nah, it's no. I ain't gonna say there's no contest because anybody can be beat, but you knew
Quit being
Chris.
nice, Andre.
Yeah.
Quit being nice, Andre. You knew Drone had negative 22 yards for the entire game and no first down.
Okay, we just gonna lay it out on the table. Yeah, we knew it was gonna get stopped, whether it was a lightning delay or anything else.
The lightning delay might be the Crest Blitzkrieg.
That might have been an act of God showing mercy on the
Yeah,
Drone
we didn't give no mercy rule. We just quit.
Yeah, I heard he pulled the starters like early in the second quarter.
Really?
Well,
Well, Coach Barnes has never one to run it up on you.
That's a good thing.
And I think that sometimes you run into this too. It's just too bad. Drone needs to be against some more evenly matched competition, and Crest needs some.
How about
higher
the
competition.
Lake Norman jet skis over there?
That could be a game
Jefferson
for them.
Classical Griffons.
The Griffons. The Griffons.
All right, let's get down to the nitty gritty. You got T.C. Roberson over Ashbrook, and we're looking up here.
Yeah, I seen that baseball.
6'2".
Final.
You know, the pass ball they stole home, and
6-2. I don't know if I've ever seen a score like that in a football game.
Well, it could have been 5-2. That would have been an odd one too. But Andre, I got to chalk you up another win there.
Yeah, we got to give us another one.
Now this one, East Lincoln and Forest View. Where are we at here on this East Lincoln Forest View? 26-20, Monday 7 p.m. That's in the third quarter. You picked East Lincoln. Right now, they're ahead. You're hanging on by a thread, Andre.
Oh no, that's a safe thread. Right?
Oh, that's a safe thread. You
with
like,
Chad Surratt
like
back
the
there.
Surratt
Yeah,
boys,
that's a safe 6.
You better buy him a pizza for lunch Monday, man.
I get him
That's
2
all I'm telling
pizzas,
you.
2 of them square pizzas.
Lincolnton Wolves at East Gaston Warriors. Lincolnton, we're looking Saturday noon. So we still don't know on that one, but I got a feeling you're going to come out on that one too.
Oh yeah.
All right, Hunter Huss at Rocky River. That's been postponed too until Monday, and you took Huskies on that one.
But Andre, what do you know about Rocky River?
It's pretty rocky, man.
Besides that,
and after this rain tonight, the river will be flowing, man.
Did you do your research? What I'm saying, did you do your research?
Nah, I'm not going.
Who plays for Rocky River? Where is Rocky River?
That right there, when they got to the bottom, that's kind of a coin flip. You know, I rely a little bit on Max Preps for that one.
Okay, I figured so because I'm gonna be honest with you, Andre. I don't know much about Rocky River.
Me neither. I just had to look.
I actually passed by Rocky River, and you know that charter school we were talking about last week. I actually went by it Monday, over there. That First Academy
of Concord.
I was in Concord Monday. I went by the school. They've got a nice campus over there and a nice new building. I was impressed. Don't have a football team, but
thank you
All
for
right.
making that possible, Tom Tillins.
Yes. All right, Tommy. You Kay Hagan looking like you. Kings Mountaineers at East Rutherford Cavaliers. Now, hey, Andre, you looked into the crystal ball. You saw the Cavaliers. You realized that they were a threat. But your heart, you went with the Mountaineers because you knew Coach Lloyd would reach back and pull something out of the bag. And look at the score here. Where is it? Kings Mountain, East Rutherford. I can't find it. Where is it? Yeah, here it is. 21-14. Andre, you're psychic, my man. Coach Lloyd pulled it out because East Rutherford was ahead. 21-14. Kings Mountain. You looking good tonight, Andre. I had him kept score.
West Lincoln and
they're perfect.
on the field, lightning again. They're back into the
30-minute lightning delay. That will be completed Sunday morning at 11 o'clock services.
Hold on, Terry said 6 o'clock tomorrow. 6 o'clock tomorrow.
So
6
Franti
o'clock.
Ford and West Lincoln will be hooking up tomorrow evening at 6 o'clock. That game
And if
has
you're
been
not
finally
busy at
canceled.
6 o'clock tomorrow, you want to,
Kevin,
late dinner?
KTC is that going to be on? It will be on KTC.
Yep, right here, folks. You don't even have to leave home. You can turn on KTC.
All of these will be on.
But I've looked at the weather. It looks like they're calling for storms again tomorrow. I'd sure
They're
hate
calling
for
for
these boys
storms
to run.
all next week.
Yeah,
we
to
may be
run
doing
in
this
these
again next Friday night, fellas.
Let's hope not.
No.
Yeah, we need some football.
Well, I want to see Andre's predictions this week.
Oh, they are perfect. That list you just went down? Everybody is either one in control or winning.
I don't have a pen here, but what? Could you hand me one of those pens, Tom, out of that over there?
Who did Andre? Was the Newton Conover Freedom game in Andre's pick?
Okay.
Oh, nah, that wasn't in
Let's
my
see.
pick.
Wasn't in your pick.
All right.
I wouldn't want that pick. I thought I heard it was tied.
The Fred T. Ford West Lincoln. Question there?
No, it's good, man. We'll put a check mark on that.
Check. Okay, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to play I like Andre.
I'm
tonight.
calling to come back on that.
All right. So I'm going over here, wins and losses. I'm going to put one in the win column for you. All right. Stuart Kramer at Bessemer City. I'm going to put another one in the win column for you. Cherryville at North Gaston.
Like I said, I was at that game and I seen the tempo and Cherryville was controlling that game. They wouldn't have missed the extra.
I'll
point.
give you that one. That's 3-0 right now. Chase at Burns. You call Burns. I'm going to give you another one. That's 4-0. Shelby at RS. I'm not even going to go. I'm just going to go ahead and mark that a win for you.
I appreciate it.
Yep. Crest at Drone. No questions asked. TC Roberson, Ashbrook. Yep. I'm going to give you a win on that one. You're 7-0. East Lincoln, Forest View. Chaz Surratt's ahead.
Yeah.
I'm going to make it 8-0 for you. Lincoln versus East Gaston. They ain't played yet. I'm going with you on that one. That's 9-0. Hunter Huss and Rocky River. What your call? I'm going to let you call this one. Is this a win or a loss for you?
I'm going with Huss.
That's 10-0. Highland Tech, Lake Norman Charter. You going with Lake Norman Charter?
Yes.
I'd go with whoever. That's 11. And Kings Mountain, East Rutherford.
That's already.
You are perfect 12-0. You could be the quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys if you tried.
They could throw it out there. I can at least complete a pass.
Yeah. Tony Romo. You're the Tony Romo. No, you're not. You're actually a winner. Winner, chicken dinner. Andre, could you go buy me a lottery ticket tonight? I'd appreciate it. You are hot, my man.
Yeah, I'm
hot.
good.
This is the first time you've ever been 12-0.
I knew when I hit that last period when I was writing that was
Yeah.
gonna be perfect picks.
Perfect piece.
Perfect picks this week.
I've been looking for perfect piece for years. You found it.
I found it. I've
And
been
your
looking
football.
too. This week is mine.
Kevin, you're smiling. It must, what was in those brownies you brought tonight, my man? Chase is going to win. Chase is upsetting Burns, and Andre is going down the tubes at 11-1. No perfect.
All this rain.
I got faith in you, brother.
They can't stop the shine
Here you
over
go.
tonight.
We shall overcome.
Now wait a minute. Did Andre had Cherryville over North Gaston?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm-
see,
I'm
well,
giving him
right
a
now North Gaston is ahead.
Yeah, but he was at the game, and he knows which way the momentum's going, he said. Right?
We
And
got
I-
2 days. The momentum it doesn't last for 2 days, Andre. They got a chance to get in there and
Hey,
regroup and change the game.
Andre knows Mo. He knows him personally, along with Shep and Curly and the other guys.
But North Gaston, they couldn't stop that pass game. Henderson be throwing that ball with Ryan Davis and I think it's Adrian Thompson. It's tough to stop.
Well, I thought last week Cherryville might have a hard time considering Mac George pretty much ran over the entire team.
Yeah, now the defense side of the ball is a different story.
My only fear in this game is with all the rain that the Ironman will rust.
That's a good one.
Where's Steve Roberts when I need him? You know, wake up, Steve. Cha-ching, cha-ching.
Well, but they in perfect shape to win that game.
Hey, stick around. I'm going to do the Calvin Hastings power poll next.
Which I've already ruined, Dennis.
Of course, but
I've already ruined.
those people aren't listening anymore anyway, so they don't know.
Now
what's
we've
going.
got a new
crowd.
We got the Insomniacs tuning in.
These people are listening for the line, from Vegas, and they've dried off now with a hot towel, and they're ready to go, and they're not they're not tuned into any of that other stuff yet. So here it goes, Andre, and I want to get your opinion and Tom's opinion, and Kevin, if you don't mind criticizing your father and losing your paycheck and your livelihood, feel free to speak up. At number 10 this week, the Bessemer City Yellow Jackets. What do you think about that? Number 10, Andre.
Well, I'm not gonna be bitter about it. I'll stick with that at 10. I can agree with that.
Terry, Bessemer City, 10th best team in the power ratings. Remember who signed your checks? Yes. Yeah. I go along with that.
They'll be moving up too, Dennis, because the way Calvin does it, it's primarily
defensive
wins and how many points.
Hey,
you give up,
against
which they give
Stuart
them
Kramer,
nothing.
if you don't move up in defensive points scored, yeah, okay. Lincoln and East Gaston, they've changed the time to Monday at 6 p.m. Andre, the suspense will never end, my man. But I'm still going to give you that Lincoln
I was hoping
win.
for a Saturday noon game.
Yeah.
Well, they probably just thought about.
You
Oh
wanted to
no,
do
that
it-
means we have to go up
You
there
wanted to
all
be
day
like-
on Saturday. Let's do
You wanted
that
to be
thing,
like
Monday.
Ernie Banks and play too, didn't you? All right, at number 9, the Ashbrook Green Wave. At number 8, the Forest View Jaguars. Are they? Give me the Goldilocks. Are they too high, too low, or just about right at number 8?
Yeah, I was seeing being more or less in the middle of the crowd, but
Yeah.
but not anywhere past 8 for me.
Well, based on this poll, I got to see that maybe they'll be moving up.
Dennis, let me tell you a little insight on the poll this week. If
Yes,
you're looking
please.
at it, top 7 teams are all from Lincoln and Cleveland County. Forest View right now at number 8 is the only Gaston County team with a winning record in the county. So 1 out of 10 teams in Gaston County right now have a winning record. Bessemer City's about to change that, and so is North Gaston or Cherryville. But this week going into the poll, just looking at the poll, Forest View there at number 8 is the top Gaston County team and the only one with a winning record.
And Kevin, that's why each week you should pick up Calvin's top, ranking of the teams, because those are going to change every week. Like Kings Mountain's number 1 this week. They may or may not be number 1 next week. And at number 7, Terry Reinhardt's team, West Lincoln Rebels. Terry, is that about right? Number 7?
Yes.
Number 7. Terry's, he knows who signs the checks. Tom, what do you think?
Well, I would have said that before I saw tonight. West Lincoln definitely struggles a little bit defensively. They've got, like we've talked about, their offense is pretty potent. But
I
they
know you
gotta
like
find-
the running back.
They got to find some way to stop some people on defense. They're giving up a lot of yards, a lot of points.
Andre, you're the expert here. What do you think? West Lincoln 7.
Yeah, it's a good spot for them because but that run game they got, once they do find some way to put a defense together on that field, it's gonna be trouble out there. They'll be moving up on there.
Before you go to the next, Dennis, we got breaking news here. Pine Lake Prep edges the Community School of Davidson 26-24. Community School of Davidson, first loss on the year.
And I care because
that's what the board was updated. So
great
we give you
win
all
for
the
Pine
scores.
Lake Prep.
Great win for Pine.
Terry, you demand.
That's
You
right.
demand,
That's
Terry.
right.
I knew there was rhyme to your reason. At number 6, the Shelby Golden Lions. Andre, Shelby number 6?
Yeah,
based on this formula that we're using here.
Yeah, what Shelby, they got a strong offense, but the games I've seen them play it's like the strength on defense ain't like it was last year.
No,
they made that run.
And South Point made them look bad last week on defense. They should heal up with some of the teams that play. Like this week, they have got the Chase next week, and they've got that 54-55 game winning streak against Chase. I got a feeling that defense is going to get much better next week.
Yeah.
All right, at number 5, guess who? The Lincolnton Wolves. About right?
Yeah. Now and then, as far as Lincoln, I got a little cousin that actually played for them too.
Okay, you can give your disclaimer.
I think in the Lincoln-Shelby game, I think Shelby beats them by 2 touchdowns. So, but based on this ranking,
Well, I'm using this one to set up number 4, which is North Lincoln, Andre. North Lincoln better than Lincoln?
Hey, the Knights are tough. They beat them first game of the season.
Yeah.
I was down there at that game too. North Lincoln, they've been sneaking up on a lot of opponents.
Okay. All right. Well, Tom, I'm going to start with you on this number 3 team, the Crest Chargers.
Well, definitely my opinion is they should be at the top of the poll. They're the best team, offense, defense, special teams. But using the ranking
Using
system,
the formula.
they're number 3. But you're going to see them on top of the poll this year. Just an outstanding
Well,
team.
Kevin told us last week that this was going to happen, that Kings Mountain would go to 1 and Crest would drop. And this is pure numbers. It's pure numbers, and this is what makes, I think, Calvin's poll probably more accurate than a lot of these opinion polls that some people put, like some regional newspaper who doesn't even cover Cleveland County anymore puts up some teams and they drop out the number state championship 2A team and the number 1 3A team simply because they want to sell more newspapers over in some other little podunk county or something anyway. But that's just my opinion, folks. This is not the views of KTC Broadcasting or any of the staff or people here who work for this. This is purely my opinion, and I'm entitled to under the Constitution of the United States. And I refuse to testify on the grounds it may incriminate me. Right, Steve? At number 2, we have the East Lincoln Mustangs. Now, Andre, I got a question. I'm looking here at the 3A poll for the entire state of North Carolina. And I want to give some shout out to East Lincoln here. East Lincoln is actually looking. East Lincoln is, where do I see them in this poll here, Andre? Help me out here. I don't see them anywhere on that poll. Well, here's the honorable mentions. North Lincoln, Forest View.
East Lincoln's 2A.
Okay, that would explain it, Kevin. Hey,
it's getting late, Kevin. It's getting late.
There you
Give
go.
him a break. It's getting late.
There's a reason they're not in the 3A poll, Andre.
Yeah, and I see them now.
They were 3A for a long time.
Put that stuff down. You're drinking it. East Lincoln is number 5. Okay, in the 2A poll. Thank you, Kevin. You're better than Tony Romo. I don't care what they say. Anyway, they are the number 5 2A team in the state.
They're very deserving of that.
But they're ahead of the number 1 ranked 3A team in the state.
Yeah, but if you look at that poll, though, Chris has played one less game.
That's true. That's true.
So
And
that
that's why
throws them down.
Kevin told us last week that was the reason it would drop.
It's going to work.
And the number 1 team, and congratulations, by the way, to Coach Lloyd and the Kings Mountain Mountaineers, and they are the number 1 team this week. Are they the number 1 team based on the numbers?
I tell you, Kings Mountain is going to really upset a lot of people. People got them finishing naturally behind Shelby and Crest, but hey.
Now, Dennis, when's the last time Kings Mountain defeated Crest?
Actually, it was a few years ago. I think 2008.
Okay.
They came to Crest Stadium and beat Crest at Crest.
But that's been like one time in the last 15 years, right?
I won't go that far. I'll just give Kings Mountain credit for the victory that they had.
I'll have to look that one up.
And, of course, there has been some, I think, recent years leaning towards the Chargers with that one.
So he's playing the music. Time to pay some bills. We'll be right back here on the Ronaldo Auto Mall Postgame Show.
Tom, I'm going to hold it right here real quick. Got some announcements and ready for next week. Sorry about that. That was Steve's way of trying to make you, Dennis, really stop talking. But, yeah, Dennis, we was talking about you. But anyway, I want to talk a little bit about what's coming up in the next week. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, KTC Broadcasting, the radio stations, so you'll know about tomorrow's game. If we, as of right now, we are planning to do the West Lincoln game. If something changes, we'll let you know, depending on Braves and college football and other things. We may not be able to bring that to you, but we will let you know tomorrow. Check our Facebook, check our Twitters. That's how we'll put the announcements out as far as that game. The games that are scheduled for Monday, we will have those. We'll have those in the entirities. So the Shelby and RS Central game, Chase and Burns will have that action back. And then we'll also have Cherryville and North Gaston. Cherryville North Gaston game is radio only on WCSL. The other games are on the internet. You can watch. I also want to give a shout out to Andre while you guys are in there. Andre put together, helped me along with me this week. KTC Broadcasting, believe it or not, Dennis and Tom, has a new rap song, a theme song for our football, and we're going to release that later. We're going to talk about that. It was by a running back, former Cherryville High School running back, did the music for us and did the song. So we got a little intro music stuff we're gonna show later, and on the video online you can watch it on Facebook, folks. It's all pictures that KTC Broadcasting has taken the last few weeks and in the last few years, so you can see some interesting photos on there. See a lot of the guys and a lot of the schools in the area. Then the next few weeks, we're going to be putting together some more clips along with the music, with video and everything. So exciting stuff. Go to youtube.com to catch all of our clips and everything we're doing there. Go to KTC Broadcasting and What's Up Shopper. Remember, Ustream to watch the games on your apps, and follow us on Twitter for our announcements for tomorrow and Monday night. All right, guys, when we get back, more scores from around the states. Terry Reinhardt will be back with all the updates and all the scores for everyone in the state. We'll be right back on KTC Broadcasting and ktcbroadcasting.com.
Your sports leader is Big O Country, 1390 AM WOHS in Shelby, 1590 AM WCSL, Cherryville, Gastonia, 1050 AM WLON Lincoln, and online at ktcbroadcasting.com. Calvin Hastings here again for Renato Kia in Shelby. Now for a limited time, you can get 0% financing for up to 60 months on select Kia models. That's right, get 0% financing for up to 60 months with approved credit. Come on in and see Renato Kia for all the details. But hurry, the offer ends soon. Call 704-406-8100 or shop online at RenatoKia.com. Renato Kia, 4425 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. 0% financing for up to 60 months with approved credit.
The Transportation Administration of Cleveland County and Cleveland County Transit would like to take this time to remind everyone that drugs like marijuana, alcohol, prescription drugs, and inhalants are the drugs of choice among our teens. They break hearts, break homes, and destroy childhood dreams. It's not just someone else's child, it could be yours. If you're not talking to your children about drugs, doesn't it make you wonder who is? TAC and Cleveland County Transit would like to wish all of our Cleveland County school athletic teams good luck this year.
Cooking out? Then head to the Ora Supermarket and Broad River Hams in Shelby. This week, T-bone steaks just $5.99 a pound. Boston butts $1.59 a pound by the case. For those football games, whole jumbo wings $1.99 a pound. Restaurant-style wings $2.19 a pound. And jumbo legs 89 cents a pound. Ora Supermarket and Broad River Hams has North Carolina just-picked apples and peaches along with some pumpkin stew. And mountain cabbage is 39 cents a pound at the Ora Supermarket and Broad River Hams, 1026 East Marion Street, Shelby.
Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, Nissan. Those are the powerhouse of vehicles you'll find at Marburger in Shelby. Plus quality pre-owned cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs. And of course, a service department that is second to no one. So when you're in need of a new vehicle, see Marburger at 1310 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. The J. Morgan Company is proud of our Cleveland County high schools, Burns, Crest, Kings Mountain, and Shelby, and wishes all of our local high school athletes good luck. Whether it be football, cross country, tennis, soccer, basketball, volleyball, swimming, wrestling, track, golf, softball, or baseball, best wishes for a good season. Take the discipline, integrity, sportsmanship, and winning spirit you learn participating in your sport and use this to be successful and happy for the rest of your life. And fans, go out and support these student athletes by being in attendance at their game.
Calvin Hastings here again for Renato Kia in Shelby. Now for a limited time, you can get 0% financing for up to 60 months on select Kia models. That's right, get 0% financing for up to 60 months with approved credit. Come on in and see Renato Kia for all the details. But hurry, the offer ends soon. Call 704-406-8100 or shop online at RenatoKia.com. Renato Kia, 4425 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. 0% financing for up to 60 months with approved credit.
And what a night for football that we have on this Friday night. But here is what we're going to see in the future. Lincoln and East Gaston, this game has been moved to Monday at 5 p.m. is the scheduled time. Lincoln and East Gaston, Monday at 5 p.m. Forest View and East Lincoln, they're in the third quarter. It's 26-20 East Lincoln. This game will be moved to Monday at 7 p.m. to finish this game. East Lincoln 26, Forest View 20. Fred T. Ford and West Lincoln, they're at halftime. Ford leads 28-14. They will make this game up tomorrow at 6 p.m. at West Lincoln. 6 p.m. on a Saturday, Fred T. Ford and West Lincoln. T.C. Roberson defeated Ashbrook tonight 6-2. This game was called at the half, but this is a final. T.C. Roberson 6, Ashbrook 2. Hunter Huss and Rocky River will play Monday night. North Gaston and Cherryville. North Gaston leads 7-6 at the half. They will finish this game Monday night at 7:30. Stuart Kramer and Bessemer City. Bessemer City comes out on top. This is a final. Bessemer City 28, Stuart Kramer 0. Highland Tech and Lake Norman Charter will play Monday at 7 p.m. Monday at 7 p.m., Highland Tech, Lake Norman Charter. Pine Lake Prep defeated Community School of Davison tonight 26-24. First loss of the year for Community School of Davison. Maiden leads St. Stephen's 28-13, and that's the last that we have from this. Alexander Central defeated Bandy's tonight 36-14. A final score, Alexander Central 36, Bandy's 14. Newton Conover and Freedom is 13-13. We have no scheduled time for this to be made up. Newton Conover 13, Freedom 13. West Iredell defeated Bunker Hill tonight 68-40. West Iredell ends a 21-game losing streak. Bunker Hill has scored 160 points this year and is 0-4. Kings Mountain defeated East Rutherford tonight 21-14. Kings Mountain goes to 4-0 on the year. Shelby leads RS Central 7-0 in the first quarter. They will finish this game Monday at 7:30. RS Central at Shelby Monday at 7:30. Crest defeats Drone today 35-0. This is a final. Crest 35, Drone 0. Burns leads Chase in the third quarter 7-3. In the fourth. Burns leads Chase with 11:03 to go. This game will be finished Monday at 7 p.m. Burns leads Chase 7-3. West Caldwell leads Inca 30-7. This game was stopped at the half. Lake Norman, this has now become a final. They're not going to make this up. Lake Norman led Salisbury 49-7 at the half. That now is a final. Fort Lake Norman 49, Salisbury 7. North Iredell leads in the third quarter 36-13 over East Wilkes. Have no scheduled time to complete this game. West Forsyth defeated Statesville tonight 35-12. This was two 3-0 teams facing each other. West Forsyth 35, Statesville 12. Morrisville goes to 4-0 on the year with a 42-0 win over Hickory. This game was called in the third quarter as a final 42-0. Hal Capps picks up win number 200 in his career. Mitchell defeats McDowell. They led at halftime 14-7. This game was postponed, has no makeup time for this game. Ashe County and High Brighton was 13-6. They have not got a makeup time for this game. South Caldwell leads AC Reynolds 14-0. No makeup time for this game. Q Foundation and Patton were tied 6-6 when this game was also called. No makeup time for this game. And now back to the guys in the studio.
All right, and welcome back to the Ronaldo Auto Mall post-game show with the wonderful staff we have here. Steve Roberts tuning all the dials, Terry Reinhardt tweaking and twittering all the scores, Kevin Hastings delivering the pizza with pride, and Tom Cinefani, the man with the plan. Tom, take it away.
And the best coffee, Tom.
The best coffee. I brought in some coffee for
Yes, he
Steve
did.
Roberts tonight.
Oh,
Because
is it a cappuccino?
No, it was just good old-fashioned down-home. Oh.
And I get my coffee. I know they're not a sponsor of the show, but I get it from Lily Bean down there in downtown Shelby.
Yeah.
Guy makes his own roast. It's really great.
It is good. It is good.
And Papa John's pizzas, my man.
And you know what?
Papa
Steve had a cup of coffee with his Papa John's pizza.
Yes, I did.
And listen,
with a brownie.
I had a couple of brownies with my
Look,
Papa
who
John's
knew
pizza.
that Papa John's had brownies? I had
and
no clue.
Good.
I'll tell you
Kevin
what,
Hastings knew because I got a feeling this ain't Kevin Hastings' first brownie.
I think looking around the KTC studio, we've all
That's
had a few
hey,
brownies.
hey, Roberts, I figured it out. We've been getting brownies every week.
Yes,
they
sir.
ain't been making it to the studio.
Absolutely.
It's like that rat deal a few years ago. You know when? Hey, I can roll faster than you can run, man. All right,
But
folks.
thank you for the
great
coffee.
brownies over at Papa John's. Papa got a brand new brownie.
Well,
Probably got a brand new bag
I
and
think Papa
brownie.
John's down there, the folks down there in Cherry will want to hear the score, so I'm going to take you around the scoreboard.
why don't you
and let
give them
know
the scores? No
what's
charge.
suspended, what's at halftime, what's Monday, and all that. Let me try to do this best I can. TC Robeson over Ashbrook 6-2. That's right, 6-2. Not a baseball game.
Is it the top of the ninth?
It's a final. They decided
Okay.
not to play the game, just too far to drive. Forest View and East Lincoln. It's East Lincoln 26, Forest View 20. It's in the third quarter. They play Monday at 7 p.m.
Update. Newton
East
Con over Freedom. What?
Now, I've seen conflicting things.
That's what we hear.
It's officially final.
Newton
It's a tie.
Conover and Freedom. We'll come back to that in a minute. Lincoln and East Gaston, they're going to play Monday at 5 p.m. Hunter Huss and Rocky River Monday. I'm not sure what time. I assume around 7. We'll find out for you. Highland Tech and Lake Norman Charter Monday at 7. Kings Mountain defeats East Rutherford. They were able to get it in 21-14. Kings Mountain 4-0 on the year.
And kudos to East Rutherford Cavaliers. They played
Playing
tough ball.
some really, really competitive football. West Caldwell over Inca, 30-7. That game's at half. It's Maiden over St. Stephen's, 28-13. That game's at half. Don't know when they're going to
and this
finish
next
it.
one, man.
And then West Iredell ends, I think Terry said, a 21-game losing streak.
Yeah.
Beating Bunker Hill 68-40. No, it wasn't a basketball game, folks. It was a football game.
But Terry also said Bunker Hill has scored
160 points
in the last 3 games and are 0-3.
And are 0-3.
0-4.
Wanted at Bunker Hill, defensive coordinator. Pine Lake Prep over Community School of Davidson, 26-24. Shelby over RS Central. That one was over quickly. It's in the first quarter. 7-0 Shelby. They'll finish Monday at 7.
Monday Night Football.
Crest 35, Drone 0. Drone
No mercy there, folks, but it was
yeah.
called because of lightning. I
Negative 22 yards for Drone. Crest Murphy.
Negative 20?
Negative 22 yards. No first downs for Drone. Crest mercifully says, "Have y'all had enough?" And Drone said, "Yes, please." So Uncle. So
they tapped out.
So they tapped out.
Yeah.
Burns was driving late. They've got the ball on the 18-yard line. They're up 7-3. So maybe we can get our first win of the year down there at Burns. That would do wonders for those kids' confidence. But Chase has got a lot of fight left in them. A lot of ball to be played. They're going to finish Monday at 7 p.m.
Yeah.
Bessemer and Stuart Kramer. It's a final. They only played half a game, but Bessemer City 28, Stuart Kramer nothing. 6 p.m. Saturday, Fred T. Ford and West Lincoln are going to finish their game from today. Fred T. Ford up 28-14. And Monday at 7:30, you'll see the conclusion of Cherryville and North Gaston. North Gaston 7, Cherryville 6.
And Cherryville, according to Andre, is paused to take the momentum in that.
I don't know. From what Andre was describing, you would think the score was 50-0 Cherryville, but it's 7-6 North Gaston. Andre is telling me, I was there, man.
He will be in his office.
He'll be in his office. Andre, I'm not really sure if it's his dominant performance. Andre picked Cherryville. He needs Cherryville to win to maintain his perfect record in his football forecast.
We still think he had a good
regardless, Andre, even if you don't get that one, it's still a great week for you.
I mean, if you lose 2 of those, you're still 10-2, Andre.
It's still.
Come on, man. Anybody wear Oreos?
The Vegas bookmakers are still going to kick you out of the casino, Andre. Okay, you're not welcome back with an 11-2 record.
No.
The house is not doing.
The house is not happy
when
with
Andre's in the house. So
Andre's taking pictures for his scrapbook.
So
on this one.
that's taking us around the scoreboard. Dennis, you got any other polls here? You got all this this cool information that you bring in every week? I noticed that we're not going to do a certain poll that was in a certain newspaper that won't cover a certain county anymore.
Why should we cover them if they don't cover us?
That's correct. I agree 100%.
There we go.
But let's look at.
If you want the scores, folks, you come to KTC. You come to the What's Up Shopper. We got Andre Bush 12-0. What more do you want? Not like some of these cowboys down here in the big Queen City that don't know which ends up. Andre's got you pegged, man. If your bookies bookies will not allow Andre's picks.
And we got
You know.
we got you beat down there in the Queen City. We give you all the scores way before they do. So
And how-
to support your local radio station, we're better, we're faster. We give
However,
you all the scores.
I am going to turn to my local newspaper, the Shelby Daily Star, and that would be the Gaston Gazette, with our Crest alumnus Gabe Wisnett being the sports editor over there. And he picks in both Gaston and the Shelby Star. And just to run down some of the games that they had this week, my good friend over there, Alan Ford, whose father was an AD, the man knows his sports, and he went with this week Burns to beat Chase 14-12. And right now the score is, what, 7-3?
7-3, so predicted a tight ball game.
Alan
That's what we
predicted a tight game, and he's right there. Now, this new kid, I think he's more of a golf guy, but he's breaking in. He took Clark's place. He predicted Burns 17-13. So, once again, tight score. He's on the money. Gabe predicted 21-14 Burns, and, if they presume, it could well turn out to be that. But RS Central at Shelby, Allen had Shelby 34-13. Ian had Shelby 31-14, and Gabe had Shelby 38-10. They're looking for Shelby to bounce back after the performance last week.
That's being generous, too.
Now,
It may end up worse than that.
On the Crest Drone, Allen had them 42-0. Sorry, Allen, they called the game, or you might have been perfect in that one. It only went 35-0. Ian had Crest 42-6. Our defense is better than that, Ian, and Drone's offense is certainly not that good. Crest 38-7 is Gabe's pick in that one. He could be close. He gave
5
him a touchdown.
o'clock Monday. 5 o'clock Monday.
Kings Mountain at East Rutherford. Allen, Kings Mountain 27-22. He was predicting a close game. And Ian 27-17 and Gabe 30-21. The score there, Tom, was pretty close. Pretty close on their picks there. And then we get into other games, and they picked the Panthers game, and all three of these guys picked Detroit. Come on, fellas. Where's your Panther spirit?
Not a whole lot of home cooking going in the Panthers.
No,
game.
no,
I
no,
think
no.
the Panthers have got a good chance to pull this one out.
And the Atlanta at Cincinnati, I got two guys picking Cincinnati, and Gabe went with Atlanta. And New England, Minnesota, two of them went with New England, and Gabe went with Minnesota. I don't know what's up, but, these guys are experts. We're not.
Well, whoever picked Minnesota might want to rethink that, as Adrian Peterson has been deactivated by the Minnesota
Really?
Vikings.
What happened?
Yeah, there's a legend of child abuse or something on the part of Adrian.
No, not in the
Peterson. It's
NFL, man.
It's been a bad week for the NFL. The Ray Rice scandal now looks like the Adrian Peterson scandal.
What?
Looks like Mr. Goodell.
What?
Mr. Goodell, you may be looking for a job very soon.
Well, he makes $44 million a year. Why would he jeopardize his job over a little something like that?
He's going to be working at Pizza Inn if he's not careful.
Well,
because
maybe if he should go to Papa John's. They got some good brownies over there.
He's in a lot of trouble. I think that he's going to end up having to resign, especially if he knows about that Ray Rice video.
Maybe they'll bring back Tagliabue. Ooh.
No, I don't know. I didn't realize he was making $44 million, but I figured he'd do a little bit. You can't cover.
Well, he's got
up,
a good
you
agent,
can't-
you know.
You can't cover up crime. I mean, that's not good for the
Crime?
NFL. He had the access to the video of Ray Rice punching his then fiance, and if he had him,
His
at
current wife.
They got into an altercation at a casino.
I really don't want to get into this issue. I think everybody knows from the time you're a kid, you don't hit a woman. Domestic violence is wrong. So what do you do? What do you do? Guys, don't go there. Don't go there, okay? Yeah. And that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to make a big production out of it, but don't go there. Should there be penalties? Yeah. We got courts and laws, and they'll take care of it. Greg Hardy, throw him off the team. Throw him off the team. Yeah, he has the right under the Constitution to appeal a judge's ruling. I mean, one judge says, okay, I think you're guilty. He says, I asked for a trial by my peers, and he's entitled to that. And so if they decide that, it'll be the case. I mean,
it's a little thing called due process of law.
Yeah.
So
ask OJ how that works.
That stuff's going around as far as in the NFL. So, sad news, You know, unfortunately, the worst of the worst tend to get on the news. So, it just been tweeted on Facebook. Yes, it's confirmed. No makeup game between Newton Conover and Freedom. Just shocked by that. I'm just completely
So no Mary
shocked
Kay
by
Bowl.
That is just unbelievable. I cannot believe that Freedom and Newton Conover are not going to finish this game. I would like an explanation of why.
Well, call
I mean, they're not that far.
You got Matt Beam's number or his wife's number?
Well,
One. Call him.
I don't like to bother the coach after the game. I know that they're under a lot of stress, a lot of pressure, a lot of criticism. I just really would like an explanation of why you wouldn't finish this ball. It's a good, tight ball game between two ranked teams. Why didn't you finish?
At least that way you know you don't lose.
But I don't think that's the issue. It's got to be something else. That really bothers me. If anybody knows why or has a reason, call us here at 704-482-1390. Would like to know why they wouldn't. If so many other teams are finishing.
That'd be like Andre going to the buffet and all they had was salad.
That wouldn't make a whole lot of sense.
You like salad. Okay, yeah.
Okay, so like I said, I'd really like a little clarification on that. Don't know. I guess maybe Terry has seen something on Twitter or Facebook or something to let us know why they are not finishing that ball game over there, Newton Conover at. So no bomb dropping after this one. I don't.
No,
think
they dropped the bomb by canceling that.
That is a bomb drop. So
both teams got in the field and dropped a bomb. It was a nuclear bomb, I think.
Interesting.
All right. Steve says we got 5 minutes, Tommy.
Steve says we got 5 minutes. So
if you want to call in, you better do it right now. It's 704-482-1390. We'll take your call. Andre's here. He'll give you the picks for next week. Kevin's here. He'll give you all his expert analysis in the pro football side of the game with the Dallas Cowboys game coming up this week. And wait a minute, I happen to have Kevin's predictions for this coming week. Okay.
For next week.
Well, actually, he ranks the teams each week, and each week he drops one out.
Football.
Yeah,
Okay,
this is
professional
football, otherwise known as the National Football League. Kevin has at number 31 the St. Louis Rams, and Kevin, I commend you for this. Great insight there. The quarterback. Are you quarterbacking that, Kevin?
I could do better than whoever's there.
Well, I dare say you should, because I mean you threw a touchdown against Shelby one year.
Oh yeah, one time.
Yeah,
that's something to brag about.
Okay, and not everybody can do. I never threw a touchdown against Shelby.
Now that let me explain that real quick.
Yeah.
The top 12 teams are the teams that are qualified for the playoffs today. So just because New England's 13 or New Orleans is 14 doesn't mean it's not a total power ranking. It's a chance to make the Super Bowl.
It's
That's
a
what my rating
kind of thing.
It's my ratings on the best chance to make the Super Bowl.
And you pick one team that you think is not going to make it.
Oh, they don't have a
and
chance.
You cut that team each week, and St. Louis is the team you're predicting this week that will go.
They're on the chopping blocks. Them and the Texans. The Texans. I mean, they won a game, so I was expecting to get rid of them.
I wonder that they're 1-0 now. Javon Clowney, he's out.
I don't even know who their coach is. I mean, not coach yet, but their quarterback is. Who's their quarterback? Whoever he is, he's awful, and they're not going to win the Super Bowl. So yeah, they're next.
Yeah,
we do got a caller though.
Yeah, Kevin. Okay, caller. Who we got?
Scott Wilmore. Just how you guys doing?
Okay, talk to us, caller. What you got?
I was just trying y'all something about the situation going on in Adrian Peterson and with the Ray Rice. I think Adrian Peterson's situation is a little bit different.
Absolutely.
He took a switch to a youngest butt, which I think is missing a whole lot these days. Now that's what they charged him with, because he gave his youngin a whipping with a switch.
Well, you know how Mama was. She whipped mine pretty good with one of them. And you may have got the same thing.
My grandmama emptied the bush on me.
Oh, my daddy cut a peach tree lemon and didn't bother to cut off the nubs.
There was a whole row of bushes in front of the house when we were little, and by the time we grown up, there were no more switches left.
DSS would have arrested Calvin for what he did.
Well, it
to
wasn't
you.
him; it was my mom and papa.
Okay,
straighten you out.
Yeah,
but it's a different thing probably in the South and other regions too.
And let's be honest here. If you get down to it, on some of these claims about some of these offenses, the basis of it a lot of times is the people want money.
Money, yeah.
Money.
That's the whole situation. But I think that was the situation with that, and they haven't gave any, they haven't gave any more with it. But before somebody started smearing this guy's name. AD is one of the great players. I mean, he do a lot for.
And I understand he's a great guy as well, but his kid is with the child's mother, and she's somewhere else. And, he doesn't really get to see the kid all that much. You know how that custody kind of thing runs. It's part of the process. And so when he gets the kid and he says, I need to shape you up and be a role model, a male model for you, and teach you right from wrong because mama ain't done nothing but let you run wild, then you get this, oh, you've hurt my little boy. But if you'll make that check big enough, I'll forget all about it.
I'll forget all about it. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And, again, I love you guys' show. Mr. Davis, we 35 to nothing. We did it again.
Well, it was drone, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Well, now, next week, the Chargers step up and